Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium, Parsons, Kansas. Lady Vikes will take on the Lady Purple Dragons of Pittsburgh. Lady Vikes come into the game with a 12-4 overall record, 5-3 in the SEK. Pittsburgh Lady Dragons are 0-16 and 0-8 in the league, so the Lady Dragons are definitely struggling a little bit this year. Lady Vikes coming off a big win on Tuesday night here at home versus Labette County, and hopefully that'll spark for the rest of the season, and hopefully can try to win out and host a couple of sub-state games. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, Lady Vikings, if the season ended today, they'd be the 4th seed in what amounts to a 16-team field, and so that would be 2 sub-state games at home.
Yep,
assuming they win their first one, but Lewisburg is right on their heels, just 1 game behind. So the Lady Vikings either need to win out or, lose no more than 1 more game, to have a chance at that number 4 seed. And I was looking over my scorebook from the time these teams played back in early January. Jackie Hall, pretty good guard for Pittsburgh, led the way with 16, but the rest of the team only tallied 18.
Wow.
So she didn't get much help, and I think that's probably been a recurring theme for the Purple Dragons this year. As expected, Sydney Scheibe had 21 and Nia Hinman 15 to lead the way for the Lady Vikes. They won it 49-34. I thought both teams were sluggish. It was the first game out of Christmas break, and that's always can be pretty ugly.
Yeah.
And I don't remember it being a real pretty game to watch or to broadcast, but the Lady Vikings got the win. And yeah, Tony, Lady Vikings,
they control their own destiny.
Yeah, we've got Pittsburgh, Coffeyville, Indy,
and Chanute.
They could win out.
Yeah,
they really could.
They beat all 4 of these teams in the first go around.
Yep.
And
Indy will be tough.
Indy will definitely be tough. The thing I like about that is it is here at home.
Yeah.
And that'll be next Friday night is when we play Indy here at home. So, the Lady Vikes had a lot of fight in them Tuesday night. It's just like one of those games that just kept going back and forth, back and forth. We're down 8, and then we're down, 2 or 3, and then we get back down 6, and then we tie it up, and it was just a crazy game, and just to come out with a win was pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Weren't we down 6 going in the 4th quarter?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 39-33. I got it right here in front of me. Down 6 going into the 4th quarter, and anytime you're down 6 going in the 4th quarter, and you're tired, usually that's going to amount to a loss. But there was a lot of fight in those girls on Tuesday night, and it was a pretty impressive win.
Yeah, I know during that broadcast we mentioned briefly, it's been hard for the Lady Vikings to get wins against the Lady Grizzlies over the years.
Yep.
And it was really nice to see the Lady Vikes stick with it. They never gave up and were able to get a huge win, just not in the league standings, but in the overall sub-state standings as well. So
exactly. And it looks like we're getting close to I'm sure we're going to do the national anthem before the girls' game. We've been doing it before the girls' game each time. But I'm just going to remind some people that something that I found out from Coach Scheibe just a few weeks ago, because we had asked where Sydney Scheibe and Anaya were in regards to 1,000 points, and currently Sydney is at 777 points, and Naya is at 695. So definitely, not reachable this year, but definitely possibility
could make it next year.
They could both make it next year if they stay healthy. So, but we are going to have the national anthem before this. So let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back to get ready for the start of the game. You're listening to Lady Viking basketball on V93.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Welcome back. Tony Fuentes here along with Scott Marlowe, Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium, Parsons, Kansas. Lady Vikes taking on the Lady Purple Dragons of Pittsburgh. And we're getting the starting lineups. And it looks like for the Lady Vikings it will be senior Brianna Patterson, junior Ashka Patel, junior Anaya Hinman, junior Sydney Scheibe, and sophomore Sayla Ray. And for the Lady Purple Dragons, it will be junior Jacqueline Hall, senior Desi Gorley, freshman Anna Jorge, sophomore Gabrielle White, and sophomore Alyssa Holtz. And Scott, I wasn't there on early January when we were at Pittsburgh, but I know the Lady Vikes won by 15, so I just didn't know if, a lot of the, once we got to a certain lead, if we started playing a lot of bench players. Do you remember?
Well, yeah, and we never, I don't think so, because we never, we struggled offensively, led 26-16 at halftime, up 35-23 at the end of the third quarter.
So there never was a big.
Yeah, it was never like a big 20-25 point blowout. And while I'm thinking of it, Tony, we want to let our listeners know, having some internet issues at the gym, and so the live video stream, we've got it up and going, but we may run into issues down the road, but hopefully
it'll hold up.
We can.
And we got the tip. Anaya Hinman gets the tip, and that kick quickly to Sydney Scheibe for a three. And it's off the mark, no good. So Lady Dragons going the other way. Then Holtz takes it to the basket with the miss. Now Anaya Hinman quickly going the other way. And she takes it straight to the rack. And they're going to call a charge on Anaya Hinman. So an early foul for Anaya. And now Lady Dragons with the ball, no score, 0-0, 7:37 to play. And Gorley with it, gets it out to Holtz. Now Jorge back to Hall. And now, looks like she traveled, but they're not going to call it. Now Hall with it, looking for help, and Anaya Hinman all over her. Now back to Holtz, gets it up to Gorley. Back to Jorge. Now White has it. Now a little give and go. Now back out to Holtz. There's just a lot of passing going on here. Now Hall for a long two off the mark, but White with the rebound and the putback and no good. Now Sydney Scheibe gets it quickly up to Anaya Hinman, and she goes in and scores. So Anaya Hinman gets the first basket of the game. Lady Vikes lead 2-0, 6:48 to play, and she will go to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three.
I remember the Lady Dragons didn't really have any answer for Anaya. Her athleticism was just too much.
Hinman at the line, and it's good. So 3-0 early going. Lady Vikes up. 6:46 and counting here in the first quarter. Hall gets it to Holtz. Cross. Now Jorge with it at the top of the key. Back to Hall. Jorge with it on the wing. Little give and go. And it is blocked by Scheibe, but they're going to call a foul on Sydney Scheibe. And that'll be Sydney's first foul.
Number 13, Sydney Scheibe, her first personal foul. Team foul number 2. At the line, shooting 2 for the Pittsburg Purple Dragons, number 2.
So Desi Gorley, senior guard, is at the line for the Lady Dragons. And the first free throw is no good. So Gorley will have one more free throw. 6:27 to play, first quarter. Second free throw is up and good. So 3-1, Lady Vikes with a 2-point advantage. Near still, but it's going to be a foul on Jorge.
Team foul number 2.
And Jorge is a freshman playing. Looks like she's got pretty good athletic ability. So Pittsburgh pretty young on the floor. If you're just now listening to the broadcast, Pittsburgh Lady Dragons do come in this game with an 0-16 mark. They're looking for their first win of the year. Lady Vikes just a few years ago was in a similar situation, but I think it was a couple of years, if I remember right, Scott.
Yeah, they had a couple of dry years.
And a three-pointer from the wing by Holtz. So Holtz knocks down a 3 to give the Lady Dragons a 1-point lead, 4-3. Now Patel with it. She's cut off by Holtz. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Holtz or Hotsy. I think Scheibe called her Hotsy.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So I thought it was Holtz. And off the mark, three-pointer by Sayla Ray, but Anaya Hinman gets a nice offensive board, and a putback is fouled. So Holtz picks up a foul, and Anaya Hinman will go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is good. So Anaya 2 for 2 from the line so far, with one more coming here. 4-4 is your score. 5:38 to play. Second free throw's no good. And now Jacqueline Hall going the other way for the Lady Dragons. Tie ball game, 5:31 and counting here, first quarter. Jorge with it. Lady Vikes just in that 1-2-2, it looks like Scott zone with the Nye up top. Just nowhere to go, really. Lady Vikes have the paint kind of covered. Usually, if they stay true to their zone, Scott, it's tough to get a open pass in the lane if you're the other team. Now Patel tries to throw it into Hinman, and she throws it away.
I agree with that process. Feed the post, feed the post, feed the post. But they were a little, they kind of rushed it.
Well, I noticed the other night they kept trying to feed it to her, and there was such a narrow gap that Anaya was double teamed almost the entire game, and it's not really worth trying to throw it in there. I mean, Patrick Mahomes probably couldn't even throw it into that spot. Jacqueline Hall with it, kicks it back out. Now Gorley, long 2, no good, but a rebound by White. Another offensive rebound by Jorge, and now a 3 from the corner from Jacqueline Hall. And the Lady Dragons with a 3-point advantage, 7-4. So they still got a lot of fight, even though they're 0-16, Scott.
Yeah, they're hungry for that first win.
They'd like nothing more but to knock off the Lady Vikes here. Sayla Ray from the corner, buries the 3. So just like that, the Lady Vikes tie it right back up, 7-7. Halfway point of the first quarter. And another three-pointer, no good this time. And Brianna Patterson with it. 3:53 and counting. First quarter, 7-7. Hinman will give it down low to Patel, but throws it away. And Lady Vikes have quite a few turnovers here in the early going.
Yeah, that was number 3, and only 1 for Pittsburgh so far, so they've been taking care of the basketball.
Checking in for the Lady Dragons is sophomore Aaron O'Connell. And now a three-pointer from the wing, no good. And another offensive rebound. O'Connell's the one that ends up with it. And now Hall with it, kicks it back out. Now back up top to Holtz. Now O'Connell with it, back to Holtz. She's going to drive and miss the layup, and Sydney Scheibe comes out with it. Still tied 7-7, just under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Now Sayla Ray for a three, and she knocks it down. Sayla Ray's got the hot hand early going. Lady Vikes with a 10-7 lead. 2:51 to play first quarter. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Lady Viking basketball on V93.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just
So Nye Hinman quickly now with 6 points. And we've got a 12-9 lead. So down to 1:50 to play first quarter. Jorge with it up top, gets it back to Hall. Just playing a little catch out up top right now. Running a lot of clock. Hurt with it, gets back to Jorge. Now Holtz, now Hall. Everybody's touched it. O'Connell has it. Now it's lost. Too much passing. Now Patel pulls up from about the free throw line, missed the shot, but Braylon Mitchell picks up the offensive board and scores it. So Braylon Mitchell gets her first basket of the game, 14-9. Lady Vikes 5-point advantage, 1:04 to play here first quarter. Now Hurt with it. Down low to Jorge, missed an easy layup. And here comes Anaya Hinman going the other way. So Hinman gives it off to Patterson. Patterson wanting to drive in the lane, off the mark, no good. Should have been another offensive rebound, but Mitchell couldn't handle it.
Checking back in the game for Pittsburgh, number 2.
And you know, Tony, Sailor Ray with those 2 threes already, you know, if she can keep doing that, that makes it really hard on the defense because they're always trying to take away Sydney Scheibe. But then we also have Ashka Patel.
Exactly.
And then if you have Ray who could knock it down as well, all of a sudden, defense starts to run out of options.
Guard, yeah. Now Hall gets in the lane and scores it.
Yeah, she's a great athlete.
Jacqueline Hall now with 5 points. And 14-11, Lady Vikes a 3-point advantage. 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. Patel gets it down to Hinman. Spin move in the lane, misses the shot. And here comes Hall going the other way, 11 seconds. And she's going to have to get a shot off here pretty quick. Down to 2 seconds. And a long three is no good. And we had in the first quarter, Lady Vikes a 14-11 lead. Let's take a 1-minute break and listen to Viking basketball on V93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Welcome back. Tony Fuentes, Scott Marlowe here in Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium, Parsons, Kansas. Lady Vikes with a 14-11 lead over the visiting Lady Purple Dragons. And the Vikes, if you're just now tuning in, 12-4 on the season, in the top 4 seedings for the east side of the state. So they control their own destiny as far as sub-state-wise, if they can host 1 game or 2 games. So if they can win out the rest of the season, they'll have a good shot at it. So going to the basket was Ana Jorge, and she was fouled. And she's at the line for 2, and she knocks down the first one. So now it's 14-12. Lady Vikes with a 2-point advantage. And second free throw is also good.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sydney Scheibe gets going in this quarter, Tony.
Yeah, she's going to need to. She's asking for it. And now a turnover. Sometimes they try to force it too much. Now Hinman's going to pick up her second foul. And Gorley will go to the line.
Her second personal foul. Team foul number 5. At the line, shooting 2 for the Dragons, number 2, Desi Gorley.
So Desi Gorley, chance to tie and even take the lead if she makes both of them. And she knocked down the first one. So 3 quick free throws by the Lady Dragons in the first 23 seconds of the quarter. Gets them right back tied. And now they have 1 more free throw to take the lead. And it is deep. And Anaya Hinman skies for the rebound. And here she goes quickly the other way. Cut off by Hall. Now Sydney Scheibe wanting to get in the lane, and it's going to stay with the Lady Vikes.
I thought she took steps, but I had about 10 bodies between me and Sydney, so didn't have a good look at it.
The coach from Pittsburgh is asking some questions to the ref as you said that. And here comes Scheibe with it. And inside to Dunley, missed shot, and wow, lucky we didn't get a foul. I don't know how there's not a foul called there. They're going to call a jump ball. So Lady Vikes will keep the possession on the jump ball. 14-14, 7:18 to play in the second quarter. And inbounds, Ray gets it in. Now Patterson with it up top. And it's poked away. And I believe she is fouled by Ava Hurt, sure enough.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh's tired of having that goose egg in the win column, Tony. They're playing with some intensity tonight.
They sure are. Here comes Sailor Ray with it. She trips. Now Riley Dunley throws up a three, no good, but Anaya Hinman with a great offensive board. The Lady Vikes are fighting hard for those offensive boards, but didn't come up with the second one there. A lot of effort and just not much result. And the Lady Dragons with a chance to take the lead on this possession if they score. Jorge with it. Gets it over to Hall. Hurt back to Jorge. Now Hall with it. She's open for three, and she knocks it down. So Jacqueline Hall with 8 points now. I remember you saying she led them with, what, 16?
16, yeah.
When they played the first time.
I think she's just a sophomore.
I have her as a junior.
Junior? Yeah, she's listed as a junior, 5'8" junior.
And now we got Jorge picks up her second foul. So Lady Dragons with a 3-point advantage, 17-14. Lady Vikes need to get on the offensive side here and get it going. Patterson with it. Looks to get down low to Hinman. Turn around, no good. Fight for the rebound. White comes out with it for the Lady Dragons. Here comes Jacqueline Hall. Get it over to Holtz. Now Gorley gets it back to O'Connell. Now Hall with it. And Hinman.
Illegal screen.
Yep, illegal screen by Gabby White.
And Tony, you just kind of feel the confidence growing by this Pittsburgh team. You know, they got handled pretty easily about a month ago over in Pittsburgh by these Lady Vikes, and man, they're not just hanging tough, they're winning.
Yep, 17-14. This kind of reminds me of that game at Chanute a couple of weeks ago when the Lady Vikes struggled against Chanute. Now Patel for a three is off the mark, no good. Lady Vikes are just, besides Sailor Ray's 2 threes, been pretty cold from the field.
Yeah, Pittsburgh switched to a zone that possession. I thought the Lady Vikes would get Sydney open.
Now Hall thought about a three. Now she's just going to take it straight to the basket, and she scores it. They got a 5-point lead, and she's already in double digits. Now Scheibe loses it, and it's a turnover, and it's going the other way. Here's Gorley trying to get it up to Hall.
Oh, great hustle by Mitchell, the freshman.
Mitchell, nice steal. And now here comes Patel. Scheibe
she got hit in the face.
And now she takes it to the basket.
Man, she got pummeled in the face, and they didn't see it.
Yeah, she's grabbing her face. And but Sydney Scheibe will go to the line.
And Tony, we've seen Sydney get out to some slow starts, and then she goes up, hits a couple of free throws, and then all of a sudden
she starts knocking them down.
And she hasn't had very many good looks tonight, so credit the Pittsburgh defense. They've done a nice job here in the first half.
And so Scheibe knocks down the first free throw, and she'll have one more. And she does, knocks them both down. So 19-16, Lady Vikes trail by 3. And we got a timeout on the floor. We're just going to keep it here. Yeah, like you said, if she can get going, this game could turn around in a hurry. But Lady Vikes are just struggling from the field. It's just It's like they aren't getting the looks that they're wanting. But then when they get the offensive rebound, they're right under the basket, and they're still not going in.
Yeah.
I don't know how many layups we've missed.
It seems to me like, from what I can remember, when the first matchup when Anaya dominated so much, it seems like Pittsburgh's been a lot more physical with her tonight and trying just to body her up, knock her out of her comfort zone, so to speak, get her just even a couple more feet away from the basket. So far, they've had a lot of success, and stats are even so far. 10 rebounds apiece and 6 turnovers for the Lady Vikes and 4 for Pittsburgh.
Yep, and Anaya with 2 fouls and Scheibe with 2 fouls already as well. So Lady Vikes got to watch that with this last 4:41 in the first half.
They've gone back to their zone.
Now Hall for a 3, and she buries it. Wow, Jacqueline Hall with 13 points, and we still got over 4 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's the one player you can't leave open.
Wow, that was almost a 10-second. And now Patel's going to launch a 3, and it's no good. And White comes out with the rebound. Now another turnover by the Lady Dragons. And now Scheibe for 3, no good. Wow.
Ice cold here in the first half.
Lady Vikes are down by 6, 22-16. 3:54 to play, second quarter. And Jacqueline Hall gets it to White. And now
she had the steal. I can't believe they blew the whistle.
Anaya grabbed the ball and then took it away from Gorley, and then they called a jump ball, so the possession will stay with the Lady Dragons. So Hall inbounds. She gets into Holtz. Now Hurt with it. Back to Hall. Back to Holtz. Now near turnover. Said it was tipped by Anaya. Went to the backcourt. Now Holtz with it. A new player on the court I just noticed is Odessa Reed for the Dragons. Now near turnover, but knocked out of bounds. Lady Vikes will maintain possession. So Odessa Reed is another freshman for the Dragons in the lineup. Now Sayla Ray for 3. And they're going to call
3-second violation.
I didn't think there was 3 seconds to be called, but
yeah, it's been a rough first half for the Lady Vikes, to say the least.
Lady Vikes trail by 6, 22-16. 3:01 and counting here in the first half. And Jacqueline Hall has knocked down 3 threes, has 13 points in the game for the Lady Dragons. And a turnover. And Nye Hinman with a great steal. Now gets it to Mitchell. Back to Scheibe. Scheibe for 3. No good. She's just off the mark.
Oh, did they get Anaya?
Yep.
That'll be 3.
That's her third.
They got her.
Parsons fouls on number 22, Anaya Hinman, her third personal foul. Team foul number 6.
So now Lady Vikes going to have to go to the bench.
Well, no, wait a minute. We had a sub coming in.
Let's see what they do.
I thought they buzzed for the sub, and then they went ahead and started the. Could be a technical foul for having 6 on the floor, but I think the officials are going to get this right.
Yep.
Because they just forgot to let the sub come in. So nice job by the officiating crew.
Yeah, that definitely would not have been a good thing. Already down 6. So now Hall with it. Gets it across to Gorley, back to Hall. Down to 2:25 to play here in the first half. Gorley with it. Pittsburgh's wasting a lot of clock.
Yeah, and you can do that against this zone, especially with Anaya Hinman on the bench.
Right with it. Gets it to Gorley. Now Reed back to Hall. They're probably content running a lot of clock. And they get the basket. So Gorley goes in and scores. So now an 8-point lead, 24-16. Lady Vikes getting upset so far here in the first half.
Lady Vikes
gets it down low to Mitchell. Mitchell scores it.
I was just going to say, Tony, Lady Vikes need to realize this is just first half rather. We got a ton of time left. And Mitchell's hurt.
That's not good. She looks like she's really hurt.
Yeah, she's in tears.
Well, she made the basket.
I think she turned her ankle.
She came down on it wrong or something. Yeah.
Hopefully she can come back in the second half. She's going to be helped into the locker room.
So now Hall gets it into Hurt. Now Gorley back to Hurt. Now Hall with the top of the key, down to 117 and counting here in the first half. And a near steal. Now Reed gets in the lane. Now White has it, throws it up, in and out. And they're going to call a foul on White. That'll be her second.
1-1 at the other end.
Sure enough, Riley Dunley should be the shooter.
Fouls on number 20, Gabrielle White, her second personal foul. Team foul number 8. At the line, shooting number 32,
So Riley
Riley Dunley.
Dunley will be the shooter. Riley will have a 1-1. First one is up and out. No good. So down to 1 minute to play here in the first half. Lady Vikes trail by 6, 24-18. Gorley with it and nearly threw it away. Gets it back to Hall. Now Hurt with it. Over to Reed. Now O'Connell back out for an open three for Gorley. Missed it. And now Hurt fouls Patterson, and Patterson will go to the line to shoot a 1-1. Sometimes, Scott, those 1-1s hurt us. We'd almost rather have the possession.
Yeah, Lady Vikes need to get at least a hint of momentum going into the locker room.
First free throw is no good. So it is going to be, he's going to call a foul on Dunley, I believe.
Man. Sure enough.
So Dunley pushed the player, and then now O'Connell is going to go to the other line to shoot a 1-1. So we were shooting a 1-1, missed it, and fouled, and now they're going the other side to shoot a 1-1. If they end up making these two, it could be,
it's like a 4-point swing.
Yeah, big time. But she missed it.
Over the back, they didn't call it.
And still fight for the ball here. They're going to get Dunley with another foul. Sure enough, Riley Dunley picked up her third foul. So within about a 6-second span there, Dunley picks up 2 fouls. So sophomore Alyssa Holtz at the line, and she makes it. So Holtz will get one more. Lady Vikes have had only 1 basket by Braylon Mitchell in the second quarter.
That's rough.
And 2 free throws from Sydney Scheibe. That's it. And Holtz makes both free throws. So now 26-18. Now Sailor Ray for 3, no good. Now Kendrick with a nice offensive rebound. Now Patterson with it down to 20 seconds. Scheibe couldn't handle the pass. Now she's going to drive, and she loses it, but it's going to stay with the Lady Vikes.
I would hold for 1 here, Tony. They get the ball to begin the second half. Try to hold for 1 shot. Hopefully they can get the ball in the basket.
Patterson with it. Gets it to Scheibe. Back to Patterson for a 3. No good. And here comes the Lady Dragons.
Shot it too soon.
And now Hall with it. She's going to shoot a 3 maybe. Nope. Kicks it back out. Yep. They're not going to get a shot off. So Lady Vikes trail 26-18 at the half. They only scored 4 points in the second quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have to wake up in the second half, Tony.
Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back for the Eye Care Associate of Parsons halftime report. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
At Labette Health, we've earned our place as a top 100 hospital in the nation for joint replacement. Serving a 6-county area since 1961, Labette Health has also earned national recognition as a respected regional medical center renowned for its comprehensive healthcare services and commitment to high-quality patient care. With over 80 physicians and providers throughout southeast Kansas, Labette Health is 100% devoted to medical excellence. For more information or to find a provider near you, call 620-421-4881 or visit LavetteHealth.com.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. The couple share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at KLKCRadio.com.
In trouble of suffering a big loss here if they can't come back here in the second half. But there's plenty of time left in the game. I'm going to run down the scores. First for Pittsburgh, Jacqueline Hall with 13, Desi Gorley with 4, Anna Jorge with 2, Gabrielle White with 2, Lissa Hoots with 5, Braylon Mitchell for the Vikings with 4, Sydney Scheibe with 2, and I Hinman with 6, and Sailor Ray with 6, and Scott just no offense to speak of, really.
Yeah, points were hard to come by, and you know, honestly, I feel like the Lady Vikings have enough offense and enough shooters to easily come back. I mean, 8-point deficit at halftime. We saw what they did the other night, down 6 going into the fourth quarter. So I'm not really concerned about the score, but I am a little concerned with the foul issues. Nia Hinman with 3, Dunley with 3.
Yep.
I think Scheibe has 2. Yep. You know, that's concerning to me.
A little worrisome.
So, because, you know, Anaya is a great rebounder, and, you know, she's wreaks havoc when they go into that zone. And I don't know, but they, you know, give Pittsburgh credit. Yeah, Parsons struggled offensively, but a lot of that had to do with the Pittsburgh defense. And I thought, you know, when the Lady Vikings got behind, I'm sure it's hard not to sleep on a team that's 0-16.
Yeah.
And I think the Lady Vikings, once they got behind, I thought they panicked a little bit. Yeah. I thought some of the threes were rushed. I thought they had a few opportunities, Tony, to where instead of rushing a 3, they just needed one extra pass.
Exactly.
And a teammate would have been wide open. So
I agree. I think the second half will be a complete different story. I think they'll drive to the basket, get it down low to Anaya, and she will. I think she'll have a big game here and finish it out. I just think the first half, like you said, I think they were sleeping on them a little bit. You know, anytime you see a team that's 0-16, you're like, well, we're 12-4. We're not going to lose to them.
Yep.
It's going to be an easy week. It's almost like a bye, and that's not the case. Pittsburgh is playing very well, and so they're not playing like an 0-16 team by any means.
And and obviously when you are 0-16, you go into every game as a big underdog, and you can play very loose, and that's what Pittsburgh did. I'll be curious to see if they're able to maintain this lead going into the fourth quarter. They've been playing loose as we would expect them to, but you might see Pittsburgh start to tighten up.
Exactly.
Once they're like, oh man, we might actually win a game, and then and especially with a lot of youth on the roster.
Exactly.
So it'll be curious to see how the second half plays out. But we mentioned earlier in the broadcast how the Lady Vikings control their own destiny to get a couple of home games at Sub-State. Man, you'd hate to
lose this one.
And
this would cause it.
To lose to a winless Pittsburgh team, but down to 8 at halftime. Not where anybody expected the Lady Vikings to be, but I'm sure Coach Scheibe gave him a friendly chat down in the locker room, and I think the Lady Vikings will come out and play the kind of basketball that we know they can play.
Exactly. And one thing that was happening here at the halftime of the girls' game was Chris Beard was getting announced that he made the Shrine Bowl for this summer. So congratulations to Chris Beard.
That's awesome. Was there any doubt?
No, I mean, he definitely was, very dominant on the football, on the defensive side, and even when he went in as running back. I mean, he was a good player for us, and much.
Yeah,
congratulations to him and his family.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's such an honor, and I know he'll go and represent PHS very well. We were lamenting before we went on the air about him not playing basketball.
Yes.
He would have been a great addition on the hardwood as well, but obviously football is where he shines, and he's just decided to focus on that and prepares for playing beyond the high school level. So
but I know he has signed with Coffeyville Community College, him and 2 other players.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Cam Kendrick and it's not coming to me right now, but there was 3 of them that was all signed the same day with Coffeyville Community College. So good luck to Chris Beard at the Shrine Bowl, and hopefully he will represent Parsons well. And I know the last 3 or 4 years that we've had players in the Shrine Bowl, they've all done well.
Right.
Tanner Barkus, Tariq. Trying to think, we had one last year. Was it IT, Isaiah Tyson?
I think he did make it.
So we've had some players playing in it the last few years, so that's a good thing to keep that tradition going. So we do have a few minutes left here before the start of the second half. Let's take about a 3-minute break, and then we'll come back for your second half action. This was the Eye Care Associate of Parsons, Drs. Gilmore and Newland halftime report. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during Couples Court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere.
At Labette Health, we've earned our place as a top 100 hospital in the nation for joint replacement. Serving a 6-county area since 1961, Labette Health has also earned national recognition as a respected regional medical center renowned for its comprehensive healthcare services and commitment to high-quality patient care. With over 80 physicians and providers throughout Southeast Kansas, Labette Health is 100% devoted to medical excellence. For more information or to find a provider near you, call 620-421-4881 or visit
Welcome back to Parsons High School. Tony Fuentes, Scott Marlowe. I'm going to run down some sponsors to thank real quick before we start this second half of the girls' game. We got Snyder Lawn Care, Labette Community College, Forbes Hoppin Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, Strategic Partners, Roy's Auto Service, Bowen Pharmacy, Parsons Educational Foundation, Parsons District Schools, Day and Zimmerman, and SEK Orthopedic. So Sydney Scheibe quickly 4-3, in and out, no good. I thought it was going to go down. Just underway here in the second half, 7:43 and counting. Third quarter, and Pittsburgh with the ball now. White with it, kicks it out to Holtz. Now across Hall has it up top. Back to Holtz. Down low to White. And near steal. It is a steal. Nia Hinman going the other way, and she scores it. So Nia Hinman's got to be careful there, Scott. That was close to her fourth foul.
Yeah, that was made me a little nervous.
Yep. Anyway, she gets. Wow, she bounced it.
That's
and
a backcourt,
That's a
isn't
backcourt. She bounced it on this side of the court and then threw it back.
Goodness.
Wow. Okay. So anyway, 2-point basket now made by Holtz. Now Patterson gets it quickly up to Sailor Ray, turn around, and Nia Hinman, and it's good. So Nia Hinman, 2 quick baskets, gets her to double digits. 6-point advantage for the Lady Dragons. Now Holtz with it. Gets all the way across to Gorley. So Lady Vikes, some good defense here. And now Hall with an open 3, and she buries it, so she just got the hot hand. She has 16 already. And that's what she had when they played the first time. And there's still 14 minutes of basketball to play. Patterson with it. Scheibe going to take it in the lane. She got bumped, but no call. And now Hall going the other way.
Well, this could be a double-digit lead here, Tony.
Yep. Dragons lead 31-22, lead by 9. Now White has it. All the way back across the Holtz. Now Hall in the lane, and they're going to call jump ball.
Job by Patterson.
So Lady Vikes in a 3-2 zone now. It looks like now Hinman's back up top, but Hall shoots a 3 and makes it again. So Jacqueline Hall. So Vikings are yelling for a timeout. They're down by 12 points, 34-22, 5:29 to play here in the third quarter. And let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Lady Viking basketball on V93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Just need to keep running their offense, Scott. I think.
Yeah, tons of time left. They've just got to. They've got to get things going on the offensive end, and they got to figure out a way to how to stop Jackie Hall.
Yep, Hinman with it, top of the key, kicks it out. Now Scheibe on the wing. So great defense, great hustle by the Lady Dragons. But Scheibe shoots open shot, but airballs it. So now Hall going the other way. Jackie Hall has 5 3-pointers in the game. And it looks like we're going to have a foul called on. I didn't even know what she did.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I bet the Lady Vikes, what do the Lady Vikes have? 2 or 3 made threes? I know Ray made a couple in the first quarter.
That's it. Just 2 by Sayla Ray. Now Hall in the lane with a floater, and it is missed, but a rebound by White, and then another offensive rebound. And Holtz in and out, no good, but Sydney Scheibe does pull this one down. And they're going to call a travel on Sydney Scheibe.
That's rough.
Wow.
And Nia Hinman was afraid to go for the rebound because of her foul trouble.
And now Hall to inbounds for the Lady Dragons. And get it in. They have a 12-point lead down to 4:42 here in the third quarter. White with it. Now Hall with it.
They've got Patel trying to face guard her.
And she did travel.
It looks like they're going to do everything they can now, Tony, to make sure that Hall can't even touch the ball.
Yeah. Kind of like what Aubrey Lassen did to some girls down in Fort Scott, Chanute, I remember a couple years ago. Alyssa Holtz picks up her second foul. So Lady Vikes will inbounds here. And still a lot of pressure by the Lady Dragons. Sayla Ray open for 3, and she knocks it down. Luckily, Sayla Ray is knocking down the threes. Gets the Lady Vikes back to within 9, 34-25. You're just tuning in. The Pittsburg Lady Dragons have a 9-point lead. And they are 0-16 on the season, but they're playing like they're 16-0. Scheibe for a 3, short.
May have been partially blocked.
Is fouled. I think she's fouled by White. Let's see who they get it on. Sure enough. Gabrielle White picks up her third. Hinman at the line. Makes the first one. Hinman now with 11 points to lead the Vikes. And Sydney Scheibe having a rough night. Only 2 points, and both came from the free throw line. Second free throw from Hinman. Crawls over and goes in. So Lady Vikes within 7. Now Hall with it, guarded by Patel. Now Holtz with it up top. Now down low to O'Connell. Missed shot in the lane. And it's going to go out of bounds off of Sydney Scheibe. So Scheibe just kind of swiped at it instead of grabbing it. And it goes out of bounds.
So far, Patel's doing a nice job on Hall, denying her the ball.
She's going to get tired pretty quick because
Yes,
Hall runs a lot.
But that's critical.
So Hall sets a screen. Now wide open is Jorge. And that's what's going to happen. Somebody else is going to have to score, and Anna Jorge is the one that scored that time. And here comes Patterson with it. Quickly up to Sayla Ray for a 3. And she nails it. Sayla Ray, 4 3-pointers now. Gets the Vikings within 6. 36-30. Lady Dragons are bringing it back up the court. Holtz to Jorge. She couldn't handle it. It's a turnover. And they're going to call a foul on Jorge, I believe.
And Tony, as you can see, when they've gone to this face guarding of Hall, all of a sudden that Pittsburgh, they had that one nice cut to the basket for layup, but
they're struggling.
They're a little uncomfortable running their offense if Jackie Hall doesn't have the basketball.
Here comes Patel. And nearly threw it away, but here comes Patterson. Gets it to Hinman in the lane. Missed the shot, but nice rebound. Oh, the putback is no good by Scheibe. Lady Vikes had to have that one.
Big missed opportunity there, a couple of them.
Now Hurt gets it over to Holtz. Now Jorge. Now Hall finally has a touch. Now Jorge with it. Gets it back to Hall near. They're going to call a foul on Oscar. I think that's only her first foul.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad foul. She was just going for the steal, and when she didn't get it, went in and committed the foul. Otherwise, Pittsburgh was going to have numbers. But Patel, you're right, Tony. She's gassed.
She's going to get tired. But I don't know if there's anybody else that can handle her. So Patel now with the steal. And here she comes up the court.
I'm telling you, Lady Vikes caught a break there because Hall was going back door, but it was just a bad pass.
So third foul on Holtz. And Scott, I noticed Oshka went ahead and shot that shot after that foul, and it came up way short. She's not going to have any legs. She's going to be so tired. But she does go to the bench. We'll see who's going to guard Hall now.
It's good to see Mitchell back out on the floor after that injury.
Yeah, Braylon Mitchell now trying to get it down low to Hinman. Another turnover by the Lady Vikes. That's a critical one because it's still a 6-point lead for the Lady Dragons, 36-30. Now Holtz with it. Guarded by Hinman. Now Hall with it. Mitchell's on her. Mitchell's kind of hobbling.
Yeah,
though.
she is.
Well, this is not going to be a good thing.
I don't see. That's not good at all. A hobbled freshman against Hall. Nice block.
Nice block by Scheibe. So Sydney Scheibe with 2 fouls with a really good block there. Lady Vikes with the possession, down by 6, 36-30. And Hinman's in the lane, and she is fouled by Hurt. Ava Hurt will pick up her second. Send Anaya Hinman to the line.
Well, that'd be great, Tony, if Lady Vikes can get this down to, say, like one possession going into the fourth quarter after being down by 12 a few minutes ago.
Yeah, Hinman at the line. First one is good. So Anaya is 5 out of 6 from the line tonight. She'll have one more here. Got 1:07 left in the third quarter. Lady Vikes trail by 5, 36-31. Hinman's second free throw is in and out. And O'Connell comes up with it. And Gorley gets it up to Hurt. Down to a minute to play in the third quarter. And Mitchell's reaching around trying to steal. And
yeah, I don't think she can go, Tony. She's in quite a bit of pain.
And now O'Connell in the lane. Block shot. Mitchell has it. Gets it up to Hinman. And Hinman with a nice spin move. Gets in the lane. No call.
She can't believe they didn't call that foul. She got hacked. Coach Scheibe can't believe it either.
Lady Vikes do have the possession, though.
Hall getting her, I think it's her first break of the entire game, Tony.
Yeah, I'm surprised at this point in the game. Maybe they figured this last minute, maybe then she'll go the full. And Hinman has a nice, easy layup and misses it. And then she has an offensive rebound and putback and misses it, but fouled. So Anaya Hinman.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Vikes, number 22, Anaya Hinman.
Hinman at the line for 2, makes the first one. Hinman now 6 of 8 from the line with one more coming. She knocks this one down, Scott. Would be, like you said, a one possession game. Which would be big, especially, like you said, coming back from 12 points down. Second one is good. So a 3-point game. Lady Dragons with the ball down to 37 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Gorley with it on the wing, all the way across the Hotes.
I'd take some chances here with Hall on the bench.
Yep, Kendrick poked it out. Yep, Kendrick poked it out again. Near steal, I thought she traveled.
I did too.
And shot is up and missed. I don't even know how is that not a foul. And Nia Hinman got pushed. Now they throw it away.
Lady Vikes didn't need to do that. They had 10 seconds to work with.
Yeah, we really needed to just run that out and have the last shot of that quarter. But it did not happen. Now O'Connell with it, throws it away.
Got a
Hinman's
chance.
got time. There's still 5 seconds. She could take it all the way in. In and out, no good at the buzzer, the third quarter. Lady Vikes trail 36-33, but they almost doubled their score in that quarter, so Lady Vikes on the right track here. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
9:35, 4-point lead for the Lady Dragons. 5:22 to play here in the ball game. And wide open is Hall, and she banks in a three.
Those are the kind of things that happen when an 0-16 team gets their first win, Tony. A lucky shot off the glass.
Yep, sure enough. And there's a foul on Alyssa Holtz. That'll be her fourth.
And it's the team's seventh, so hopefully the Lady Vikings can chip away at this deficit at the free throw line. Tony, they had gotten to within two, and then kind of a defensive breakdown, let the freshman go in for an uncontested layup, and then a lucky three off the glass. It's one of those nights Lady Vikes are just going to have to keep digging as deep as they possibly can, figure out a way to pull this one out.
Yep, Ashka Patel, as I was saying earlier, she was pretty winded. But she's going to have to step up to the line and knock these down. First one is good. So you mentioned on Tuesday that she doesn't shoot a lot of free throws. But when she does, it usually not too bad. That one was a perfect swish, and this one is as well.
Yeah, she's got a great stroke. In fact, I think I've said before, as far as I'm considered, she has the best shooting stroke on the team.
Yep.
Sydney Scheibe's the best outside shooter, but Ashka's stroke is very pure.
Yep, so we got a timeout on the floor. Lady Vikes trail 42-37. Let's take a 30-second break. You listen to Lady Viking basketball on V93.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds.
Lady Purple Dragon team. Lady Dragons with the possession. Ashka Patel back, face guarding Jacqueline Hall, who has 22 points now, has 6 made three-pointers in the game. And now White with an easy basket for the Dragons. Now back up to a 7-point lead for the Lady Dragons. And Lady Vikes look like they're almost in panic mode. Scheibe in for a layup, though. Sydney Scheibe with her first basket of the game. That's hard to believe. Jacqueline Hall with it now. 44-39, 5-point lead for the Lady Dragons. And near steal and knocked out.
Oh, Tony, I thought that went off Pittsburg.
It looked like Hurt touched it last. The ref was right there on top of it. And Jacqueline Hall to inbounds for the Lady Dragons. And they get it into Jorge. Get it back to Hall. Open look in the lane, missed a shot. And Hinman was fouled on that rebound. And they're just not calling the fouls underneath. Now Hinman with it. Wanting to go to work. She goes all the way to the basket.
A lot of contact.
And a block in the basket. That was a great shot there.
I don't know how she made that. That was kind of like a Derek Williams, Daquan Johnson type thing where you absorb all that contact and then just use your athleticism to get the ball into the basket. That was fantastic.
And, you know, when she was dribbling out here, Scott, I had a feeling she was wanting to do something like that. But they cut her off really well.
Yes, they did.
And she just kind of threw it up and absorbed the contact, like you said. And great shot, and this could get them within 2 again.
Nope.
But it is no good. So 44-41. Oh, I thought she traveled. Now Hall with it. Now back to Hurt. Started by Sayla Ray. The Lady Vikes trying to play some really good defense here to finish this game. Near turnover. Now Hall with it back up top. 3:45 to play in the ball game. 44-41. Now Hurt all the way across, and it is a steal. Anaya Hinman comes up with it somehow, and now she is fouled. And it should be a shooting foul.
It sure looked like she was shooting.
I mean, she wasn't passing. Well, we're at 10 fouls anyway, Scott.
I think that was just number 9,
Was
Tony.
it?
Pittsburgh coach very upset.
Foul was called on Desi Gorley. And Hinman at the line. And it is good. First one's good. 42-44. Hinman can get it to within 1. Second free throw's also good. So 44-43, 1-point game. Lady Vikes trail by 1. That's a moving screen.
Yeah,
They got it. They got her.
Good call.
Yeah.
You know, Tony, this is as close as it's been since the first quarter, right?
Yes. Yeah, because Lady Vikes led 14-11 at the end of the first quarter. But then early on, Jacqueline Hall scored 5 points really, really fast in that second quarter. And then so probably within 2 minutes of the second quarter this is as close as it's been. So a timeout is called by the Lady Dragons.
And Tony, you remember me mentioning, we'll see if it gets close, if this young winless Pittsburgh team starts to tighten up. They maybe have a little bit, but I tell you who's tightening up the most is their head coach.
Yeah.
I've been watching him. He felt like they got the short end of the stick a couple of times. He was really upset about that moving screen, it seemed like, which I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, because I saw. I mean,
it was right in front of us, and I could be misinterpreting something there. But I'm telling you, when you got a young team like that, the last thing you need is for the head coach to kind of fall apart. And especially, I think he was fairly close to getting a technical foul.
Yeah, he was jawing at the ref pretty hard on the foul on Hinman when she went in and kind of just threw the ball.
Yep.
And,
a chance for the Lady Vikes to take the lead, Tony.
44-43, 3:25 to play. Still a lot of time left. It'd be nice to have a basket here.
I think they're going to try to set up Scheibe.
Yeah, she's due. Now Hinman's wanting to go to work and trying to get it to Scheibe underneath, and really good defense there by the Lady Dragons.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of growth in this Lady Dragons team from when we played them a month ago.
Now Patel to inbounds, goes all the way up top. Scheibe's wide open, and she knocks it down. Finally, Sydney Scheibe.
She wasn't going to shoot it, Tony, but then she realized she was wide open.
46-44, Lady Vikes 2-point advantage. 2:58 to play. Lady Vikes just need to play some good, solid defense. They're still face guarding hard on Hall.
Great job by Kendrick.
Yep, Oscar Patel guarding Hurt. Now a three by Gurley is no good, and Patterson with the rebound. Lady Vikes could kind of slow up if they wanted to, but I think they're wanting to go. Near threw it away. Now Patel for a three. In and out, and that's got to be a foul.
I don't understand why that wasn't over the back.
How is that not a foul?
Kendrick's looking to the bench like,
at least we get the ball. But wow.
And I actually thought Kendrick touched it last. So
now Scheibe with the little floater and knocks it down. Sydney Scheibe now gives the Lady Vikes a 48-44 lead. So Sydney Scheibe with some clutch baskets here in the fourth quarter. And we got a timeout before the action that was on the floor. So 2:16 to play in the ball game. 48-44.
There's a technical, Tony. Nope, bench warning. And I got to tell you, Tony, I think the only reason that wasn't a technical is because that same official gave Parsons a bench warning before the technical. Because he had already told the coach that's enough. He was trying to get him to settle down, and the coach kept jawing at him. So as soon as he went to the whistle, I thought it was a technical.
And he's still jawing with him. So yeah, he's just begging for the technical, I think.
It was a stare down. there between the head coach and
one
the
of the
official.
refs, yeah.
And so,
wow. You don't see that happen that often. Usually the coach will kind of let up and just be like, hey, I don't want to get a technical. And this guy's like begging for a technical.
You know, if he had gotten that technical, that could have been, I won't say the final nail in the coffin because there's still over 2 minutes left, but just think if Sidney Scheibe went up, hit a couple of free
and then
throws.
we have the ball.
And then scored, all of a sudden you're looking at an 8 or 9 point lead.
Yeah.
But instead, just a 4-point deficit for Pittsburgh, and they have possession. But, man, what a comeback by the Lady Vikes.
48-44, 2:16 to play in the ball game. It should be pretty interesting finish here as the coach for the Pittsburgh Dragons is very irate, to say the least.
And, Tony, I don't know, looking ahead to the boys' game, I don't know if there's anybody that can do it because English is so tough, but I would love to see the Viking boys try to face guard him.
Like what we're doing to Hall ever
just
since
keep the ball out of his hands.
Yeah. All right, now Lady Dragons stay in bounds. Nowhere to go with it.
Great job by the Lady Vikes.
It should have been a turnover.
That was close.
But Hall ends up with it. Down to 2:10 to play in the ball game. And nearly. Now Hall for a three, and she knocks it down.
She worked hard for that basket.
She's just extremely good. 48-47. Near steal, but now Sidney Scheibe can go all the way, and she scores it.
I think we caught a break, Tony. That looked like an offensive foul all the way.
Yeah, Sidney Scheibe lowered her shoulder and went in and scored it.
But I will say this, that will even out the foul that they called, the offensive foul they called on Anaya Hinman back in the first quarter. That clearly was not.
Yep. So I'm not sure. They didn't give her the basket.
That's interesting. That's very bizarre.
So they didn't give her the basket. They just said it's 2 free throws. So Lady Vikes now 49-47. Scheibe can get it to a 3-point game if she knocks this down. And she does. So 50-47. They said the foul must have been on the floor. So now Hall with it, down by 3. And Kendrick with this near steal. She gets the steal, but then Jorge gets it back, gets it to White, and now another steal. And now I thought there was a whistle, but maybe not. Now there's finally a whistle, and there's bodies all over the floor.
Yeah, I thought I heard I wonder if there was a whistle in the crowd, Tony, because I thought I heard one.
I swore I heard a whistle when they were at half court. So I'm not sure what happened there.
And we have a Kendrick that's still down.
And looks like Ava hurt.
Yeah, that's tough because she's been doing an outstanding job on Hall.
Yes, she has.
She's in a lot of pain. She goes to the bench.
So Brianna Patterson will be at the line for 2. So Brianna is 0 for 1 from the free throw line. And she's now 0 for 2. But it would be really nice for her to make this one because that'd be a 2-possession game.
And Coach Scheibe wants a timeout if she knocks this second one down. So it's going to go right down to the final minute, Tony.
Yep, 1:28 to play in the ball game, 50-47. Lady Vikes with a 3-point lead. And she missed both of them. And here comes Hall. And so after all that, Lady Vikes get no points. And Hall with it. And she kicks it over to the sideline, back to Hall. Now near try for a steal there. And now Hall just throws up a 3. Almost goes in off the backboard.
And that's a
now
foul.
Patterson gets pushed down.
She's got to knock these 2 down, Tony.
She sure does. Anna Jorge picked up the foul.
I don't know, Tony. They're sending Kendrick back in. She could barely get to the scorer's table. I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
That's the second player for the Purple Dragons to foul out. Anna Jorge just fouled out.
She had a good night for the Lady Dragons. And we've got a timeout on the floor, don't we?
Full timeout on the floor. Lady Vikes lead 50-47. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during Couples Court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at klkcradio.com.
Is going to go to the line for 2 more. I mean,
what is she at from the line
0 for
tonight?
3.
Okay, and she's another one that is one of those streaky
doesn't
free throw
shoot a
shooters.
lot. Yeah,
and you're right, she doesn't shoot a lot. Seemed like she shot a lot her freshman year.
Yeah, she was our leading scorer her freshman year.
And so hopefully she can knock both of these down.
Even one at this point would be big because we just need to get it to the two possession to where if Hall makes a 3, I mean, because Hall's knocked down 7 threes.
Yeah,
Scott.
she's been unbelievable tonight.
Brianna Patterson at the line. And it's good. So first one for Patterson goes down. 4-point lead now for the Lady Vikings. Be nice to have this extra one here. 1:03 to play in the ball game. 51-47. And the second one's good. That timeout worked out pretty good there for Coach Pat Scheibe. He called a timeout and gave her a little breather. And she went up there and knocked them both down. 52-47. And here comes Jacqueline Hall for 3. And she makes it.
Off the glass again.
8 3-pointers in the game. And a steal. And they got the ball. And now Hall with it in the lane. And they're going to call a foul. And she's going to get 2 shots to tie the game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, not very good ball security by the Lady Vikes. There's no way they should have turned that over in the backcourt.
So 49.8 seconds. Lady Vikes lead 52-50, but Jacqueline Hall can tie it with 2 free throws here. First one's nothing but net. And that's her first free throws of the game. Second one's good. She ties it. So Jacqueline Hall now with 30 points. And a tie ball game. And Nia Hinman
all the way.
Take it all the way and scores it.
I disagree with that. I can't believe that. I thought she got around her. And that's her 4th.
Wow. That's pretty bad there, but I think we'll be okay. Just got to play solid defense. 52-52.
Hall has it.
Hall has it. She throws it down low to White underneath for an easy basket. And Gabrielle White.
And a steal.
And now Hall with the steal.
How did she get it? Lady Vikes have fallen apart in the last minute, Tony.
Lady Vikes trail 54-52. Lady Vikes had a 5-point lead with 1:02 to play. And now they trail by 2 and they don't have the ball with 29.1 seconds. Unbelievable. The turnaround here. Two steals on inbounds plays.
What I would do, Tony, is I would deny the ball like they've been doing to Hall, and I would foul immediately. It would just be a 1-and-1, and they'd have to make both of them to make it a 2-possession game.
Exactly. Hopefully that's what Coach Scheibe is brewing up over here. Well, Hall's usually the one that inbounds the ball.
A lot of times.
So we'll see if that's the case. She's been inbounding the ball almost the entire game.
And I don't think Coach Scheibe will have them do this. Sometimes, and you have to be careful doing this, but sometimes coaches will find out foul before you even throw the ball in. Find that bad free throw shooter.
Yeah, but we really don't know.
We don't. The coaching staff might.
I mean,
okay, they're going to inbound out at half court.
So they try to get it in. They get it into White, and then a foul. Now that's Scheibe's 4th. So if somehow we tie this and it goes to overtime, Scheibe and Hinman both now have 4 fouls.
Nice job by Pittsburgh, though. They could have fallen apart after letting that 12-point lead disappear. Lady Vikes were up by, what, 4 or 5?
They were up by 5, 52-47 with a minute and 2 to play.
7-0 run.
Now, first free throw is good from Gabrielle White. And she's just a sophomore, so young players on the court knocking down big shots.
Yep, Lady Vikes got to box out.
Second free throw is also good. So Lady Vikes with the ball down by 4, 27.9 seconds. They're going to have to go quick. And Hinman with it. She's going to try to have to.
That's a foul, I thought.
And they fouled Hinman.
Yep, gotta have
22.5.
I understand Pittsburgh pressing and trying to make the Vikings use up some clock, but you just can't commit a foul in that situation.
Yeah. Now, Hinman at the line for 2 shots. 56-52. 22 and a half seconds to play. And she misses the first of 2. So Hinman will have one more. Second free throw is good. Lady Vikes will have to foul here. And Hall has the ball. Kicks it over to her.
They have to foul. They have to foul. Boy, they let a lot of time go off.
Down to 12.6 seconds. 56-53.
Tony, they better pray for a miss on the front end of this 1-and-1.
Ava Hurt at the line. Lady Vikes have to have a miss here to have a chance.
Sayla Raves hit some big threes tonight out on the floor.
And the free throw is up and is good. No good. Sayla Ray with it. And she nearly traveled.
Oh, that was stolen. That's going to be ball game.
Yep. Jacqueline Hall takes it in. And
now one last chance.
The Lady Vikes catch a break there. If Hall would have just held the ball, the game would have been over.
Honestly,
but she went in and tried to score.
I'm assuming that they may want to foul.
Yeah.
May get the Lady Vikings to the line and keep them from shooting a potential tying three-pointer. I would, if they pick up full court, I'd send somebody long, even to Anaya Hinman. She'd have to shoot a 3.
Yeah.
And I know that's not her strength, but Lady Vikes, they can't inbound it back here in the backcourt. They're going to have to throw it long to have a chance. I don't know if people remember Valparaiso had a big upset in the NCAA tournament long time ago. They basically threw it beyond half court. Somebody like, in this case, Anaya Hinman went up, caught it, and before they even came down, found a teammate on the wing, and they hit a three-pointer for the win.
Wow.
But that's the kind of play the Lady Vikings will have to even get a shot off.
And the Lady Vikes are set up way deep.
Yeah, they got to throw it deep. Nope, that's not it. That's not it.
Now the ball game will be over. The Lady Vikes are going to lose this one, 56-53.
Tough night for the Lady Vikes. Great job by Pittsburgh. They got their first win of the year, but boy, that hurts the Lady Vikings.
Yeah, Lady Vikes suffered defeat. Let's take a 1-minute break, and then we'll come back for the Bowen Pharmacy postgame report. You're listening to Lady Viking basketball on V93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
Pharmacy postgame report. Tony Fuentes and Scott Marlowe here. Lady Vikes suffer a tough loss, 56-53. That moves the Lady Vikes to 12-5 on the season and 5-4 in the SEK. And it moves the Lady Dragons to 1-16 and 1-9 or 1-8 in the SEK. So let's run down the scores. First for the Lady Dragons, Jacqueline Hall, 30 points.
Wow, that's incredible. She was
8 3-pointers, Scott.
Yeah, and remember, and a couple of them were banked in.
Oh yeah,
and that was
in threes.
That was the difference on the scoreboard.
Yep. So she had 8 3-pointers, and they had one other 3-pointer from Alyssa Holtz. But Desi Gorley had 5, Anna Jorge 6, Gabrielle White 8, and Alyssa Holtz 7. Leading scorer for the Vikings, Anaya Hinman, matched her number on her jersey, 22.
Yep.
Sydney Scheibe with 11. Ash Patel with 2. Brianna Patterson 2. Sailor Ray with 12. Sailor Ray hit 4 threes, and it was half the amount of Jacqueline Hall. So.
Yeah, if you had told me Sailor Ray was going to hit 4 threes tonight, I would have felt really, really good.
Yep.
But, Lady Vikes got off to a very, very sluggish start, really the whole first half. But, Tony, I thought after they came back, erased that 12-point deficit and led by as many as 5, was it?
5-point lead, 52-47 with a minute and 2. And then
everything fell apart.
2 inbounds plays after they scored.
Yep.
2 inbounds plays got stolen. And just sloppy play. And Lady Vikes suffer the loss tonight. And it is Norseman here tonight. And we have our king and queen candidates coming out. We got Chris Beard, Kenzie Baldwin, Jaden Heck, Daniel Hareka, and I'm trying to think who the other 2 is. Aiden Wheat and Kirsten Hauk is who the candidates are here.
Yeah, and Tony, if anything good can come from this loss tonight by the Lady Vikings, they now know you have to come to play every night.
Yep.
You can't even take a quarter off. You got to play 4 quarters every night.
Yeah, and that's going to be, I feel like, there was some, you could kind of tell in the first half there was some letdown, by the Lady Vikes. But I felt like they picked up the intensity in the second half.
They played hard in the second half.
And then even getting that 5-point, when they got up by 5 with a minute 2, I was like, yeah, we're going to coast now. We'll probably win by 10.
Yep.
And then sure enough, here comes Jacqueline Hall down, knocks down another 3, and then gets fouled and makes 2 free throws. And just what an outstanding performance by Jacqueline Hall. I mean, you got to hand it to her. I mean, she played hard and got it done.
There are, those are Nina Taylor numbers. You don't see a high school girl put up 30 points very often.
Not very often. I mean, Sydney Scheibe's done it a couple times, but that one time she did it was down at the Lancer Classic last year when she made I think she made 11 threes in that game. And I think she had one other outing here at home, maybe versus Coffeyville. Was it maybe her freshman year?
Yeah,
I think so. She had a really, really big night. But other than that, I mean, her and I are usually in the 20s at the most. So 30 points for, like you said, is a pretty significant number on the ladies' side. I was trying to wait to see if we could find out who the Norseman King and Queen are, but that
they're getting close.
He wants to drive big trucks.
I didn't hear who the ring bearer was. Did you?
No, I couldn't make it out. Here comes Flower Girl.
And Ellie Dunlap.
We've got a couple of them.
Araya
3 of them.
Hodge.
Is the daughter of Gabrielle Hinman and Taylor Whitty. She is in first grade and likes drawing, playing with Barbies, and going to the park with her cousins. When she grows up, she wants to be a veterinarian.
So we got 3 flower girls and 1 ring bear here.
Lila is 4 years old and likes to play sports and wants to be a firefighter when she grows up.
Most of the time, Scott, they usually pair. Sometimes I feel like they usually pair up who the winners are going to be.
They usually do, yeah.
And I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be Chris Beard and Kenzie Baldwin, or
yeah, if they paired up the winners, that would be, I don't know.
that's who I'm
That's
thinking.
what my gut feeling would be as well.
Even though Chris left for a couple of years, he's still a very popular athlete here at Parsons High School.
Yeah, he's a great kid. As are all of the nominees.
Our 2023 Norseman King is Daniel Howgie.
Daniel Howgie.
Yep. We missed it, Tony.
We sure did. We missed it by a long shot.
Congratulations to Daniel. He's the Norseman King.
Our 2023 Norseman Queen is Kenzie Baldwin.
Kenzie Baldwin.
Yep, they threw us a curveball, Tony.
Yep. Sure enough, they usually pair them up, and this time they did not. So congratulations to Kenzie Baldwin and Daniel Jorge on your Norseman King and Queen. Do we want to take it back to the station for a little bit?
Yeah, well, what do we do about for 10 minutes? Let's see, it's 7:48. Yeah, Karen, why don't you send it back to us? Let's just do straight up 8 o'clock.
All right, that will end it for the Bone Pharmacy post-game report on the girls' side, and we'll see you back here in about 10 minutes for the beginning part of the boys' matchup. You're listening to Viking basketball on V93. It just looked like we had a really good shot to win it with up 5 with 1:02, and then just kind of wheels kind of fell off that last minute. Sorry, Coach. Can you talk again, Coach?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good now. All right. We missed what you said there. Can you say it again?
Well, before the game, we knew Jackie Hall was our best player. We had one girl wrote on our chalkboard in there, and it was Jackie Hall. We knew we had to stop her, and she hit some big shots, and I did, early on got some confidence, and, she banked in a 3, but we got to do a better job of knowing where she's at. I thought we did do a better job in the second half of slowing her down a little bit, but, she's a great player, and, I hate to blame it on one play or 2 plays, how we got to that point, but, we just got to do a better job of executing and, hitting free throws throughout the game. I mean, because, it comes down huge at the end.
Exactly.
And, like you said, we had a 5-point lead with 1:02, and then we turned it over twice, and, they bank in a 3. But, you could tell Pittsburgh really wanted it. I felt like, maybe worse than we did, because they were fighting for that first win like we was, a few years ago.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I mean, they were fighting hard. They played well. But we do have some good matchups coming up. I know we go to Coffeyville next Tuesday, and then we have Indy here at home, and then Chanute home the following. So 2 out of the next 3 are at home. So hopefully we can finish out strong.
Yeah, that just it's kind of sad for overall seedings for the sub-state. I just felt like we let it get away.
Exactly.
But that just goes to show you can't overlook anybody, especially in this league.
Yeah.
You got to come to play, and I felt like, we scored 4 points the second quarter, 6 points, and we're better than that.
Yeah, we got to do a better job of doing four full quarters. If we take a quarter off, it's going to hurt, and obviously that did hurt tonight. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, Coach, sorry for the loss, but we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, got to get back to work Monday and be ready to play Tuesday at Coffeyville.
Yep.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. All right, now we're ready for the.
Tell you what I have, Tony, is Mason English, a 6'2 junior for Pittsburgh. He could easily exceed Jackie Hall's output. He put up 28 points against us back right around the first of the year, and anybody that's seen him play knows what kind of talent he is. He just controls the game single-handedly. He can shoot well from the outside. I've seen him pull up from 35 feet out and drain it. So he has unlimited range. He can also drive the ball. He's a good passer. So if you try to collapse on him, double team him, he's going to find an open teammate. It's like he's just a level above everybody else on the floor. It's like that in virtually every game he plays. And I mentioned to Coach Houk when I interviewed him last month after the Pittsburgh loss, how English, he's so relaxed, so talented, he just looks flat out lackadaisical most of the time he's out on the floor, and yet he's better than everybody else. He's just that good. And so, the Vikings can always hope and pray that he has an off night. He's probably hasn't had an off night all season, but, Jackie Hall was red hot for Pittsburgh. Maybe English will finally have an off night, and an off night for him would be, anything under 20 points.
Exactly. Because I can remember Javon Grant, we said the same thing about him. We said the same thing when Gavin Elkamil was there. I mean, they've had numerous players that just have been really, really talented in the last 6-7 years in Pittsburgh that has just really, been tough on the Vikings. And luckily we had a couple of good teams there, and we snuck out with maybe 1 or 2 wins.
Yeah.
But overall in the last 6 or 7 years, Pittsburgh's just dominated us. I mean,
yeah, they've dominated a lot of people, and we split with them back when Derek, Daquan, Zeke, those guys.
Yep.
We had a big 20-point comeback in the second half. We split with them that year, and then I think we got swept the following year, but then we turned around and swept them the year after that.
That might have been the year we went undefeated in the SEK.
Yeah, that would have been that year we went 12-0 in league. But yeah, Pittsburgh. And here again, a lot of it is numbers. You know, their enrollment's probably roughly double what most of the other SEK schools are. So that, that makes a difference. And Viking boys will just need to come to play tonight. I think they're 8-8, and there's a pretty good chance that they could maybe go 500 for the season. I could see them.
Exactly.
I could see them finishing up 10-10. In the regular season, and I told you this before we went on the air for the girls' game. If they go 10-10, there's a really good chance they're looking at a first-round sub-state matchup with the Labette County Grizzlies.
Yeah,
it'd be an 8-9 matchup, and the winner of that game, really good chance, is headed up way north to top-seeded Atchison, and of course, nobody expected the Lady Vikings to lose tonight. So there's a lot of moving and shaking that can happen between now and the end of the regular season. The Pittsburgh coaching staff was very late getting the scorebook over to the official scores table, so I do not have their starting lineup. I can go ahead and give you the Vikings starting lineup. They're going to go with 6'1 junior Jamarion Washington, 6'1 junior J.J. Kendrick, 5'10 junior Trey Mack, 5'9 senior Jesse Jones, 6'4 junior Landon Weed. I do know that 6'1 senior Dan Hastings will start tonight for Pittsburgh, and of course 6'2 junior Mason English will start as well, and then we'll try to grab the other three starters as
I would say Jackson Turnbull would be another.
Joey Cronister, and I think you're right. I think Jackson Turnbull, the 6'5 senior, is going to start as well. And so now we're just missing one, and so we'll grab him as soon as we can. But Tony,
Giovanni Salas.
I want to say it's Salas.
Giovanni Salas.
He's also 6'5", so they obviously have a size advantage on the Vikes. And one thing I will say, Tony, Jesse Jones was a non-factor when we played them. He had gotten into that car accident. Yep. He did not practice or play pretty much all of Christmas break, and he went out, and he did play against Pittsburgh, I think 5 points, and he just not even close to being full strength. It was hard for him to play the style of basketball that Jesse Jones usually plays. So
yeah, I remember wondering what was going on, and I think I didn't find out until after the fact of that he was in a car accident and that he was a little gimpy, and I don't think Landon Wheat was at real full strength at that time of the year either.
I don't think so. This will be the healthiest the Vikings have been all year. Here, the last game against LC, and now this game.
If Landon Wheat can just have 4 quarters like he had fourth quarter on Tuesday, he would have 64 points, and we could probably win. Because he had 16 points in the fourth quarter.
Yes, he did. And in fact, I was looking back. I think he had a pretty big fourth quarter against Pittsburgh. He scored 9 of his 10 points in the fourth quarter. Now, Pittsburgh may have put in some JV guys by then, but here again, even though they're bigger, Salas at 6'5", Turnbull had a big game. He was listed at 6'5". Hembry at 6'6". I don't think he gets a lot of minutes, but Landon Weed at 6'4", he's playing more like 6'8" because of his leaping ability. And hopefully the boys come out with as much energy and intensity as the Lady Dragons did in that girls' game. But, here again, that name you're going to hear all night long, Mason English.
Yep.
They've just, it seems like Pittsburgh always has at least one superstar, and this year is no exception.
Yep, and I think he's just a junior, is that correct?
Just a junior, yep. We're going to see him 3 more times, counting tonight.
Wow.
Good news is Pittsburg is 5A, so we're not going to see them in sub-state. But Pittsburg will be in their traveling purple. Vikings in their home white with the blue and gold trim. We're just about ready for our boys contest. Turnbull will jump center for the Dragons up against 6'4" junior Landon Wheat.
A scene where Jackson Turnbull signed a D1 somewhere. I want to say it was. I can't think of where it was at.
He's a big kid.
But he signed for football, I believe.
Opening tip won by the Dragons, and it looks like the Vikings will start out with Landon Wheat on English. That's a very interesting matchup. Hastings has it. Now he gets it to English. Puts it on the floor. Over to Hastings for a 3. It's short. Boy, it looked like a shove in the back. Instead, it's an offensive rebound by Salas, and he puts it in off the glass. So immediately that size advantage coming into play for the Dragons. Jesse Jones almost loses it, and it will stay with the Vikings. I look for Jesse to have a big night tonight.
Yeah, it looked like on that offensive reel, it looked like Salas pushed Jesse Jones in the back.
I thought so as well. Landon Wheat to drive, and a foul.
It might be on Turnbull.
On the Dragons.
Sure enough.
Well, anytime you can get some of those big bodies in foul trouble, that will obviously be to the Vikings' advantage.
Turnbull's big and strong. Man.
J.J. Kendrick down low to Wheat. Good move, and he scores with the left hand. I love to see that aggressiveness from Wheat early in the game. 2-2, 7 minutes to go in our opening quarter. English, there's that long NBA 3, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Jesse Jones. Jesse looking to force the action. Finds Kendrick had a good cut to the basket, but couldn't haul in the pass.
That should have been an easy basket.
Yep, that could have been a layup and a lead for the Vikes.
Jones, I think, could have pulled up from 3.
Yeah, he probably could have.
His defender went into the lane.
Again, this intriguing matchup with Wheat out on English. Over to Cronister. Ball is lost. Great hustle by Washington. He was on the baseline, however, and it'll stay with the Purple Dragons.
Out of bounds, possession stays with Pittsburgh.
English to throw it in. Vikings stay in their man-to-man defense. We are tied at 2, 6:35 to go in our opening quarter. English finds a man open, but Hastings doesn't pull the trigger. English penetrates, floater, short. He's 0 for 2 in the early going. Rebounded by Mack. Over to Jesse Jones. He fakes a 3. Looking to drive, then he's fouled. So a couple of fouls early on the Dragon.
Lost the ball, went down the hallway.
Cronister, the 6-foot junior, picks up his first. Kendrick to throw it in. We're tied at 2, 6:19 to go in the opening quarter. Well, almost a steal. And now the Vikes basically threw it away. Nice job by Kendrick to save the possession. Tight man-to-man being played by the Purple Dragons. Kendrick gets fouled. Oh, nope, we had a violation. Was it a 3-second violation?
I'm not sure what that was.
Coach Houck upset. I didn't actually see what happened. I think Coach Houck wanted to foul, but it's a turnover on the Vikes. So 2 minutes into our game, still tied at 2. English with it, looking for a screen. Oh, good no-look pass down to Turnbull. He scores and he's fouled. I believe they counted the basket. Yep, sure enough. So Turnbull gets his first basket. So a couple of those 6'5" seniors, Turnbull and Salas, with 1 basket apiece. 4-2 Pittsburgh, 5:53 to go in our opening quarter. Free throw is good. Here come the Vikings down 3. Quickly up ahead to Mack. He's guarded by English. Backs it out to Wheat. Wheat gets around a couple of guys, goes up, this time with the right hand, and he scores. Yeah, Landon Wheat will need about a 20-25 point night, Tony, for the Vikings to stay in this thing. Be nice if Jesse Jones. Oh, that's a long 2. It's no good, but a long rebound to Turnbull, but he tries to bull his way into the paint. Now English with it. Pittsburgh will reset. They lead at 5-4, 5:18 to go in the first quarter. English out to Cronister. Now to Salas at the top of the key. Down low to the big man, Turnbull. Left hand, got the roll.
Yeah, they might be able to do that all night.
Yeah, he has 5 points, 7-4 Pittsburgh. Jesse Jones tried to get it into the paint, knocked away by Hastings. Here comes English with a 2-on-1, and he lays it in off the glass. So now Pittsburgh leading by 5, 9-4, 4:45 to go in our opening quarter. See if the Vikings can get Jesse open for a jump shot here. Over to Washington, he's guarded by Salas. Pittsburgh bigger at almost every position.
Yep.
Landon Wheat, though, he's had a good first quarter. He's fouled on his way to the basket.
That'd be English there.
Vikes will take it out underneath.
Yep.
Salas picks up his first and the team's third. Vikes need a basket here. They're down 9-4, 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lob it out top to Wheat. He's guarded by Turnbull. Oh, went off his foot, but it's run down by Jones. Jones calls for a screen. Mack into the paint. Little floater, can't get it to go. Vikings hustling. Oh, and a layup missed by Mack. Missed opportunity and a run out at the other end. An easy layup goes down for Cronister. 4-point swing right there. The Vikes now down by 7. Landon Weedy thinks about the three. Now he gets into the paint. Finds Washington. Tough shot. Can't go, but he's fouled. Vikes need to keep attacking the basket to get the second foul on Salas. Hembry, that'll be a 6'6" junior. I don't remember him being a big offensive threat, Tony, but anytime you put a guy out there that's 6'6", he can alter shots and he can rebound. Washington gets the free throw to go down. That halts the run by the Purple Dragons.
Yeah, the big difference right now in the game is the 3 turnovers by the Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings have to do a better job taking care of the basketball. Second free throw good by Washington. Gets the Vikes to within 5 at 11-6. 3:56 to go in the opening quarter. Trey Tullis replaces Washington in the Viking lineup. English walks the ball into the front court. Over to Hastings. There's about a 30-footer. It's off the mark, so he hasn't been able to get it going from the outside, fortunately for the Vikes. Jesse Jones gets bumped and short, but they're going to give him the 2 free throws. So Cronister picks up his second. Ryan Carew. Well, they can't believe that it was called on. Pittsburgh coach can't believe Cronister got the foul. Free throw goes down for Jesse Jones. That is his first point. Vikes 3 out of 3 from the free throw line here in the early going. 11-7, Pittsburgh by 4. And second free throw goes down for Jones. 11-8, so the Vikes from a 7-point deficit to 3. There goes English on the baseline. Tried to get it to Hembry, but he couldn't catch it. 2-on-1 for the Vikes. Jesse with the left hand, he scores! Great fast break basketball by the Vikes. Give Trey Mack the assist. Gets the Vikings to within 1 at 11-10. 3:15 to go in our first quarter.
Yeah, that turnover there was big for us. Get us right back to a 1-point game.
English shoves off. They're going to get Jesse Jones with the foul.
Parsons fouls on number 3. Jesse Jones is first. Team foul number 2.
Who's our other foul on, Tony? I missed our first foul. Do you know? We'll figure it out as we go here. English with it. It's a screen from Hembry. Double team. Boy, about took steps. Now over to Turnbull, the big man. Spin move off the glass. Couldn't get it to go. And who's going to get the loose ball? English has it. This is not good. He can't score, but he's fouled on his way to the basket.
That's on Tullis, I believe.
Team foul number 3. At the line,
Tullis
number 30, Mason English.
with his first, and English, an excellent free throw shooter, to the line for 2. He hasn't been his normal superb self here in the first quarter. That's his 3rd point. 12-10, Pittsburgh by 2. Washington into the lineup for the Vikings. And he will replace Landon Wheat. Landon Wheat's off to a good start. He's got 4 points here in the first quarter. A couple of nice moves down in the post. 6'2" junior Mason English lit up the Vikings for 28 last month. This free throw rolls in. 13-10, Pittsburgh by 3. J.J. Kendrick on the left wing, guarded by English. Going downhill, goes up against Hembry. Oh, that looked like a lot of ball.
Wow, he's got long arms.
Yes,
Look at that.
he does. 6'6", plays about 6'9". So junior Hembry picks up his first.
J.J. Kendrick is the other one that has a foul for us.
Thank you very much, Kendrick. Jones and Tullis all with 1 foul for the Vikes. Kendrick to shoot 2, and he got it. Vikes 5 out of 5 from the free throw line here in the first quarter, and that's how upsets happen, Tony. If you can get to the free throw line and then, of course, knock them down once you get there, that's
short.
Huge. We saw that one right out of as soon as it left his hand. So a 2-point lead for the Purple Dragons. Step back 18-footer, no good by English. Trey Mack with it. Looking to make a move, goes baseline, nothing there, and it's poked away. And then he reaches in and fouls, and that will be his first. So
that's
1 foul on 4.
Silly turnover, silly foul.
Yep, 2:29 to go in the first quarter. Pittsburgh by 2, 13-11, but already 6 fouls on Pittsburgh, 4 on the Vikings. So the refs have been calling it pretty tight here in the early going. English with 4 points, walks the ball into the front court. Now he's got Washington on him. That's a really tough matchup for Washington, virtually impossible. They're going to get Washington with his first personal. Yeah, you don't want to play zone because English will just light that up.
Exactly.
But man, to have Washington on English is a tough matchup. Shot no good, but a great offensive rebound. Boy, the Vikings maybe caught a break there that they called out a tie-up. I thought that was maybe a little bit of a quick whistle. But we'll take it. Vikes get it on the alternating possession. Vikes actually take the lead on this trip, Tony. They're only down by 2.
What's crazy is both teams could be in the bonus by the end of the first quarter. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that's very rare. 5 fouls on Parsons, 6 on Pittsburgh. Timeout on the floor. We'll just keep it right here. Tonight's broadcast being powered by Labette Health. Lady Vikings suffered a very, very difficult loss to the previously winless Lady Dragons in our opener. But the Viking boys hanging tough against one of the top teams in the SEK, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. 13-11 is your score. Pittsburgh leading by 2. They're actually led in scoring right now by 6'5" senior Jackson Turnbull with 5 points. Vikings being led by Jesse Jones and Landon Wheat with 4 points apiece. And yeah, I'd really like to see Jesse and Landon both hit 20 tonight.
Yeah, that'd be the recipe
to have a chance here. Play has resumed. Kendrick in the corner for a 3. It goes down. Jesse Jones. Nice play out of the timeout by the Vikings. Jones has 7 points, and the Vikings lead this one 14-13. English. Step back 3 for the lead. He is off the mark again. He hasn't hit from the outside yet. Jesse Jones, he may try another one. Nope. Down to man underneath. It goes down for Washington. Give the assist to Jesse Jones. Vikes by 3 with 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
He'll pull up from there. Better watch it.
English looking to make a move. Double team. Now hands off to Carew. Back to English. Comes out near half court. English still with it. Bump. Fade away. No good. Ball goes out of bounds.
Wow.
Goes over to the Vikings.
He's ice cold, Scott.
We knew he would need to have an off night. And just because he has an off first 7 minutes, it doesn't mean he can't heat up in the last 3 quarters.
He could still go off.
But yeah, that's the kind of thing that needs to happen for the Vikings to pull out a win here tonight. Jesse Jones with it. Gets around Carew. Floater in the lane. No good. And Carew gets the rebound. Off to English. 3-point lead for the Vikes, 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. I don't know where that's going. It's going into the stands.
Man, that almost went to upper deck, Scott.
Yeah, that I couldn't figure out.
I think he was throwing it to Coach Hauk.
Yeah, as soon as that left English's hand, I was like, wow, that's going to end up in the bleachers. So the Vikings have the ball in a 3-point lead, 35 seconds to go in our first quarter. Kendrick to Washington, gets into the paint, and, they're going to call a jump ball, I believe. Coach Hauk, I think, thought it was a foul. He can't believe it. Yeah, I didn't have a real good look at it, but I thought it was going to be a foul and 2 free throws. Instead, they said no, it was all ball. They called a jump ball, and Pittsburgh probably caught a break on that one.
Wow. I don't see that one.
3-point lead for the Vikes, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hastings with it, guarded by Jones. They're trying to, it's poked away. English runs it down. 15 seconds. He'll most likely take a shot here. Nice drive. Traveling. Did you see it travel?
Yeah, he took 3 steps. He took an extra step.
Had the ball on his hip for an extra step. He can't believe it. He's very frustrated here in the first quarter. Vikes with 10 seconds to work with. They have the ball, a 3-point lead. Screen out top for Jesse. Nice drive, shot off the glass, it goes! Great shot by Jesse Jones.
No call there?
Yeah, it seemed like there would have been a charge or a block. Great first quarter for the Vikes. They lead it by 5. We're back in 1 minute. This is Viking basketball on V93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Back just in time for the start of the second quarter. Lob play to Landon Weed, and he scores off the glass. Vikings playing outstanding basketball here in the early going. They lead Pittsburgh now 20-13. This is a nice little run by the Vikings. Hastings with it. Out to Mitchell, who just checked in. It's a turnover. Trey Mack. No, he should have gone right up. Instead, he gives it up to Kendrick. Nice recognition by Mack. Layup by Kendrick. Vikings by 9.
English not even on the court.
No, I think his coach is going to let him sit for a little bit, let him get his head on right, because he had a rough first half by his standards. Mitchell with it. A player who I don't even have in my scorebook has it. That's got to be a charge. They don't call it.
Jaden Brown is.
And then it goes down for Turnbull, and he's fouled.
Jaden Brown is who Pittsburgh number 55, is that who you're looking for?
Yeah, Brown. The freshman.
Jaden Brown, freshman.
So one free throw for Turnbull. He gets the roll. So he has 8 points to lead the way for Pittsburgh. That gets them back to within 6. That was a great run by the Vikings, and I honestly thought there should have been a charge called on that possession. Vikes didn't go the Vikes' way. So here we go. Jesse Jones leading all scorers with 9 points. Over to Mack. Vikes up by 6. 6:50 to go in the first half. Landon Wheat looking to penetrate. Had it stripped. That was clean, but he got it back. Jesse Jones, I thought he might launch that 3. Bumped. Goes up and under and scores. He is on fire here in the first half. Double figures. 11 points for the senior. Vikes go back up by 8, 24-16. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Poked away by Jesse Jones. He's got it. He out-hustled everybody. Layup is good. 13 points for Jesse Jones. It is a double-digit lead for the Vikes. 26-16, 6:10 to go in the first half. Hastings with it. How long will the Pittsburgh coach leave English on the bench? Brown to Mitchell. To Carew, and a hold down underneath. That'll be 1 and 1. Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way. We got Tullis, his second. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Parsons shocking Pittsburgh so far, 26-16. And Pittsburgh's all-stater
still on
the bench.
At the line, shooting 1 and 1 for Pittsburgh, number 11, Jackson Turnbull.
Turnbull has had a good first half for the Dragons. He's 2 out of 2 from the line. This one is good, and he will have one more. 26-17, Vikes by 9, exactly 6 minutes to go in the first half. From the Jesse Jones show for the Vikes, 13 points. That one's off the mark, no good. And the Vikings have the ball. J.J. Kendrick into the front court, guarded by Hastings. Gets a screen. Now up top to Wheat. Landon looks to drive, out to Tullis. I thought he took steps. The Pittsburgh coach thought he did as well. Mack, or rather a three-pointer off the mark, no good by Wheat. We know he can hit from out there. The freshman Brown with it. It's a 9-point lead for the Vikes. Brown on the right wing. Turnbull backing everybody down, and I think that's foul number 3 on Tullis.
Yeah, he's got his hands full.
Yeah, Tullis giving up a lot of size and a lot of weight to Jackson Turnbull, and Tullis will have to head to the bench with 3 fouls. That's a tough break. Washington back into the lineup. So now 8 fouls on the Vikes, 6 on Pittsburgh, and still 5:25 to go in the first half. Turnbull got it to go. He's in double figures with 10 points. Nobody on the lane for Pittsburgh. Second free throw is good. Got them both. 26-19. Vikes by 7. Landon Wheat got bumped, and it'll either be 1 and 1 or 2 free throws, depending on where they called it.
Yep, 1 and 1, Scott.
1 and 1, and Turnbull picked up his second. So Landon Wheat, who has 6 points here in the first half. English back into the lineup, replacing Turnbull with those 2 fouls. See if English comes out with a little bit of pepper here in the second quarter. I don't think he's very happy. Run into the 1 and 1 is way off the mark. And there is English grabbing that rebound. It looks like he's got a little attitude now, Tony. I think he's upset.
I think he's mad.
So he may try to take over here. 26-19, Vikes by 7. English comes to the near side. Over to Hastings for a 3. Off the mark, rebounded on the weak side by Kendrick. Quickly up ahead to Wheat. And he's hammered hard, and will go to the line to shoot 2. English picks up his first. 16 fouls called here already in the first half.
Yeah, English is definitely, he's upset.
Yeah, he's ready to explode. Free throw goes down for Landon Wheat. He now has 7 points. I said a couple of times already, and he's talking to the official.
Yeah, he shouldn't be able to talk to the referee like that.
Usually you don't get to talk much as a high school player. Oh, couldn't get it to go. Great hustle by J.J. Kendrick. Lobs it up to Wade. He puts it in off the glass. 9 points for Landon Wheat. Back to a 10-point lead for the Vikings at 29-19. 4:38 to go in the first half. English, he's going to try to take over on this possession. There's the three-pointer. Wait, we've got a whistle. That's a 3-point. Or rather a 3-second violation.
But he missed the shot, Scott. He's just off.
Yeah, this is what you needed for the Vikings to have a chance, we mentioned that earlier, can English finally have an off night? He's been held to 4 points so far.
It's like opposite night, Scott.
It is. 10-point lead for the Vikes. They have the basketball. Landon Wheat. Now we've got a foul. Landon will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Another quick whistle.
That on English? It is on English.
Wow, his second personal.
Nothing's going right for him. He's not happy about that either.
9th team foul on Pittsburgh, so 1 and 1 coming for Wheat. He's only 1 out of 3 from the line. That's the only area where he hasn't been outstanding in the first half. That's off the mark. Gets it back, though. Left hand layup, good! So that's just as good as going 2 for 2 from the line, 31-19. And look at this, Tony, even with 2 fouls, Pittsburgh coach wants Turnbull to come back in. 12-point lead for the Vikes, 4 minutes to go in the first half. Obviously a ton of time, but Vikes couldn't ask for a better start to this game. Carew with it. Now there's English open for a corner 3. It's off the mark again. An offensive rebound, though, and a foul by the Vikes. That's a tough break. Good hustle by Carew. Kendrick picks up his second. He's a guy, Vikes need a lot of guys to stay on the floor tonight. Kendrick, Wheat, Washington will need a lot of minutes. Obviously, Jesse Jones. The lefty puts it up. It's no good, but the Vikes weren't ready for it, so they're lucky to get that rebound. Vikes with the ball and a 12-point lead. Kendrick lobs it down low to Washington.
And Turnbull can't do nothing.
He didn't want to foul. The Vikes lead this one 33-19. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Well, Pittsburgh, I think, only has 1 loss in the league this year. 2-point loss to Chanute, if I remember right. English goes baseline. Maybe a double dribble. I missed it. He missed a runner in the lane. Vikes have it. They have numbers. Kendrick around one man, then got blocked from behind. It looked clean. The Vikes will keep it.
Has English scored a basket? Yeah, I think he just had free throws, didn't he?
One field goal in the first quarter, 2 free throws in the first quarter, and that's it. 14-point lead for the Vikes. Landon Wheat wanted the lob. There's Mack underneath for the layup. Trey Mack into the scoring column. 16-point lead. Has Pittsburgh called a timeout to halt this run? I don't think they have. Kind of like
Jordan Woods is just letting them play it.
Coach Howe kind of like he didn't call a timeout when LC had that big run Tuesday night. 16-point lead for the Vikings. 30-footer goes down for Mason English. He can hit from anywhere. Finally gets one to go. Vikes by 13, 35-22. Jesse Jones trying to answer, couldn't get it to go. Turnbull pulls it down. Here comes English again. Hesitation, goes to the paint, can't score. Rebounded by Jesse Jones. Quickly up ahead to Wheat. Can he run it down? He saved it, but it's going to be saved by Pittsburgh. Then they basically lost it. That's got to be a travel. Coach Woods probably saying that he was thrown to the floor, which is possible. There's a lot of activity on the far side of the floor. Vikes may have caught a break.
Yeah.
13-point lead for the Vikes. 2:20 to go in the first half. Vikings looking to spring the upset here tonight. Kendrick for 3. Nope, couldn't get it to go. Ball knocked out of bounds, I think, by Mack. Oh, I think Trey Mack knocked it out.
Yep.
I thought he elevated and knocked that thing out, but the official was...
Yeah, Jordan Woods is not happy right now. They are not getting any calls. Mason English is struggling.
Oh, there's Jesse Jones open for a corner 3. It's off the mark. Great offensive rebound by Washington. Can't score. Gets it back. Oh, he lost it. Going up. And now we have a timeout by Pittsburgh. That was a missed opportunity by the Vikes. Washington was going to score easily, and he just lost control of the ball on the way up. 35-22. Vikes by 13, 2:03 to go in the first half. Tony, what a performance by the Vikings here in the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Coach Woods, like you said, letting them play it out whenever. Yeah. I mean, they were just struggling. They had basically, it looked like they have 3 players out there that aren't going to shoot.
Right.
It was English, and Turnbull are the only two that I feel like are ones that are even going to try to score.
Yeah, he has 6 points in the quarter. English has that long 3. That's it.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's almost like if we can guard English and Turnbull,
yeah.
I mean, these other 3 guys, I don't think they can beat us.
And look, with the 13-point lead, Coach Hout going to put Quirin in, the freshman, with 2:03 to go in the quarter. If the Vikings can be great if they could somehow get to the locker room with a double-digit lead. Here comes English with it. Now he's going to be picked up by who? J.J. Kendrick, it looks like. In the corner to Mitchell. Out to Carew, guarded by the freshman Quirin. Now English with it. Spin move. Lost it. Saved it to Carew. Goes baseline. His spin move is going to go down. Nice little shot by Carew. I thought so too, Tony. 11-point lead now for the Vikes. J.J. Kendrick to Quirin, and he was on the baseline. Freshman mistake. Now looks like Landon Wheat's going to check in quickly. So 35-24. 11-point lead for the Vikes. Minute 32 to go in quarter number 2. Vikes just need to settle down, play a solid final 90 seconds here. Carew with it, wide open. And so he'll go ahead and shoot it. It's no good. Rebounded on the weak side by Jesse Jones. Vikes with the ball and an 11-point lead over the Purple Dragons. Mack on the left wing, threw it away. Bad, just miscommunication.
That should have been a...
And then just bad luck all the way around.
It's touched by Pittsburgh, though. I don't know.
I think what happened was Trey Mack gained possession of it on this side of the floor and then stuck his foot over.
Yeah.
So tough break. If he had just ran into the backcourt to grab that ball, it would have been fine. So tough break for the Vikes. 1 minute to go in the half. They lead it over Pittsburgh 35-24. English has been held to 7 points here in the first half. They get it down low to Turnbull, and he scores again. He is a load down in the paint. Down to a 9-point lead for the Vikes, 35-26. Pittsburgh will get the ball to start the second half at this point if there's not another held ball. Lob it down to Washington, goes up, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Boy, that's a call that they would not call on LC on Tuesday night. That's a tough break. That's a second foul on Washington. Student section all over the official. So Pittsburgh inching their way back into this. Looks like they're going to be more than happy to hold for the last shot here because that'll give them 2 possessions in a row. English with it. Almost slipped. Is guarded by Wheat. 15 seconds to go in the half with the Vikings leading at 35-26. English out at half court with 10 seconds. You know he wants to take the shot unless he can find an open teammate under the basket. There's the step back 3. Got it. He is so tough. And halftime is here, and Pittsburgh is right back in it with your score. Parsons 35, Pittsburgh 29. Let's take a 3-minute commercial break, and then we'll be back with the Eye Care Associates halftime show. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu. Labette Community College is meeting the need.
And back live at Parsons High School, Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium. Time now for the halftime show, brought to you by Eye Care Associates, Doctors Gilmore and Newland. And Tony, good first half for the Vikes, bad ending to the first half for the Vikes, but still, I think they had a 13-point lead at one point. Pittsburgh gets it down to 6 here at the break. But, you know, if you had told anybody, hey, the Vikings will be up by 6 at halftime, everybody would have taken that.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
100%. I mean, I still look. There were some missed opportunities.
Sure.
We had that 13-point lead. Jesse Jones shot it from the corner, barely missed a three.
Yep.
Jamarian Washington gets the offensive rebound, tries to put it back up. It goes way up high. And then right there before the end of the half, you know, Jamarian Kendrick got called for that offensive foul. And, you know, it's just, you know, just little things like that, you know, can make a big difference. And, you know, English isn't going to be cold all night long. And I felt like he was really cold, and he still scored 10 points.
Yeah, he hit a couple of threes late in the first half, including that one essentially at the buzzer. And but there were 3 things that we were looking at. We wanted Jesse Jones and Landon Wheat to have at least 20 points tonight. They're well on their way. Jesse with 13, Landon with 11 at halftime. And I loved how Landon's been aggressive right out of the gate tonight. And then we wanted Mason English. Somehow, could we keep him under 20 points? That's a huge task. And like you said, he has 10. So
literally the last 2 possessions was 6 points. He was held to 4 points the first,
14 minutes of the half. So,
that's
I expect him maybe, he could easily go for 20 in the second half alone. But, hopefully he can stay cold as much as possible. He and Turnbull combined for 23 of the team's 29 points, while Jones and Wheat combined for 24 of the Vikings' 35. Jones with 13, Wheat with 11, Washington 6, Kendrick with 3, Trey Mack with 2, and then for Pittsburgh, it was Turnbull leading the way with 13. We mentioned English with 10, and then just 2 points apiece for Cronister, Carew, and Salas. Foul trouble. Salas, Turnbull, Cronister, English, all with 2 for Pittsburgh. For the Vikes, Washington and Kendrick with 2, Trey Tullis with 3. And, it would have been great, Tony, if we could have got that third one on Turnbull, but instead they called it on Washington. And it may have been the right call. Yeah. But I tell you, you just never know how officials are going to call it one night to the next. I mentioned on air last night the big 6'7" kid for LC. Hudson kept lowering that shoulder into the chest of the defender.
And they never called it one time.
And they wouldn't call it. This game, they're calling it a little bit tighter and not letting as much of that rough play go on. So, the Vikings up 6, and I know Coach Houck has to be pleased with his team's effort. And how in the world they're going to keep English down for another 2 quarters, I don't know. But this team, you can just sense, regardless of how this game turns out, and just things are just coming together for the Vikes at the right time.
I feel like we're getting more guys that are getting more aggressive. I mean, Jamarian Washington from the beginning of the year to now is really stepped up. Even Trey Tullis coming in playing a lot of minutes.
Yep.
JJ Kendrick is now essentially a scorer, whereas last year he was the only score, maybe 3 or 4 points in a game.
Yep.
Not very much. Trey Mack's kind of in that similar spot this year, not scoring a whole lot, but he gets a lot of rebounds. He handles the ball well. So, there's some potential there, and of course, you got Jesse Jones and Landon Wheat that, when they're good, they're really good.
Right.
So, I mean, I just hope that, nobody's going to want to play us when it comes to Sub-State because we're one of those teams that, when healthy, we're going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, and this is really this week really is the first time you could say that they're fully strength,
healthy,
and that's with one of their starters no longer on the team.
Exactly.
And they're still playing hard-nosed, pretty solid basketball. The only other stat I had that I hadn't shared with our listeners, Vikes 6 out of 9 from the free throw line in the first half. Actually, 6 out of 10. But a couple of those misses you can kind of take off the board because Landon Wheat got his own offensive rebound and put in a layup. So that was the same as making both of those. And then nice job by the Dragons, 7 out of 8 from the free throw line. Most of those by who else? Jackson Turnbull, the 6'5" senior, who's just a load.
He's a solid player, and I mean, we talked earlier. I mean, he's a great athlete. Just signed to play. I'm not sure where, but I'm pretty sure he signed to play a Division I football scholarship. So, and you can just tell he's well built, muscular, just strong. Yeah. And so he's tough for Washington to handle down low, and Wheat or whoever has him down low is going to have a tough matchup. Anytime it seems like he gets the ball in the paint, he can almost turn around and just hook it in and at will. And and if not, you almost have to foul him. So definitely a tough matchup. But the one thing that surprised me is that Salas started the game, and I felt like he was playing really well. He played maybe the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, he got those 2 early fouls.
He hasn't played since.
Yeah, they benched him early, and I'm assuming he'll probably come out to start the second half. And I think I'm correct. He's still hanging around the bench, but I think he's going on. Yeah, sure
Chronister must have been. He didn't play the entire second quarter either. Number 23.
Looks like it's going to be the starting 5 for both teams. And as we mentioned, at the end of the first half, Pittsburgh gets this opening possession. They're only down 6 after trailing by as many as 13. Landon Wheat out on English. English will undoubtedly try to take over here in the second half. Vikes going to give him all kinds of attention.
It's almost like he's curling it with his.
Yeah, he could get called for carrying that ball. You're right. You can do that in the NBA. Usually. Nice drive. Pulls up from the free throw line. He's good. And that is not a good sign for the Vikings. It looks like English may be getting ready to heat up.
Get his rhythm going.
4-point lead for the Vikes, 35-31. Looks like maybe a zone. A little bit unexpected here. 2-3 zone to start this second half by Pittsburgh. See if the Vikes can burn it with a three-pointer. Instead, it's a 17-footer by JJ. It's short and run down by English, and the Vikes are slow getting back, and he'll have a reverse layup that goes.
Wow.
I thought he was maybe going to miss that one. But he had just enough English on it.
English had the English.
Down to just a 2-point lead for the Vikes, 35-33. Washington finds a cutter to the basket, and then Salas commits his third foul.
Wow.
2 free throws coming for J.J. Kendrick. So nice comeback by the Dragon. You knew they weren't going to roll over and play dead. Kendrick 1 out of 2 from the line tonight. He has 3 points. 6'1" junior puts it up, and he got the roll.
I didn't think that was going to go down.
Carew replacing Salas, so that's a big height differential from 6'5" down to 5'10". Vikes lead by 3, 36-33. We have 6:50 to go in the game. Second free throw, well short, rebounded by Wheat, and then he had his pocket picked by English. 1 possession game. Long 2 by English. He's good again. Look out. He already has 6 points, and we've only played a minute and a half in the third quarter. 36-35. Vikes by 1. 2-3 zone being played by Pittsburgh, and then a near steal by English.
Pittsburgh definitely got the momentum coming out of the
Jesse Jones. I thought he'd take that long 3. Jones in the corner. Picked up by English, back out to Kendrick. Look for Wheat to maybe get in there. Now instead they go down to Washington. Got his man in the air and scores. Washington with 8 points. Vikes back up by 3, 38-35. 6:05 to go in our game. English may pull up, and he does. Finally with a miss, rebounded by the Vikings. Quick outlet. To JJ, gets the man in the air twice and scores. Nice move by J.J. Kendrick. Quickly at the other end, even before I could look up from my scorebook, Carew lays it in at the other end. Vikes slow getting back on defense. So it's 40-37, Vikes by 3, 5:38 to go in the third quarter. Jesse goes baseline, hands off to Washington, and he scores again. Give the assist to Jesse Jones. Washington in double figures with 10, 5-point lead for the Vikes, 5:22 to go. What a move by English. And I thought it was a pretty clean block, but Washington came down so hard that I'm not shocked at all that they called that. Now there's now 3 fouls on Washington, and that's a big moment in this ball game.
It shows 4 on the board, Scott.
No kidding. I only show him with 3. I obviously missed one. That's a huge, huge call. Wow, English missed a free throw. And with major foul trouble, Washington to the bench for the first time. Demias Johnson, 6-foot sophomore, who's shown a lot of improvement throughout the season, on the floor for the first time. English with one more. He got it. 17 points for English to lead all scorers. 42-38, Vikes by 4. Pittsburgh stays in a zone. Mack on the left wing. Out to Jesse. Jesse, he's wanting to launch a long 3, it seems like. Now he's going to shoot. And he got it.
That's big.
Jesse Jones with 16 points on the night. Vikes up by 7, 45-38. 4:52 to go in our third quarter. English looking to make another move. Good ball movement. Hastings for 3. Got the roll. No, he didn't. I can't believe that didn't go down. Big break for the Vikings.
Wow, that's a lot of...
Oh, I can't believe they called an offensive foul on J.J. Kendrick.
No way.
Are you kidding me? Coach Houck wants an explanation. J.J. was getting fouled the whole way up the floor. And then just because the defender fell down, they called J.J. for his 3rd personal. That could have huge ramifications in this ball game. And now they're going to call a foul on Johnson, and that's a tough break for the Vikes. It was probably the right call, but Turnbull had nowhere to go. He was so far under the basket.
Yeah, that ball,
he had nothing.
He wasn't going to make that shot.
Wow, that was... We've seen some iffy calls tonight, but that offensive foul takes the cake. And very short on the free throw. Turnbull, who's had an excellent game for the Dragon, has 13 points. That was just his 2nd miss from the line. Vikes lead by 7, but fouls becoming an issue. 2nd free throw good for the 6'5 senior. 6-point lead for the Vikes at 45-39. 4:20 to go in our third quarter. How long will Pittsburgh stay in the zone? And then a great job by Landon to try to save that possession on a pass that was too high, but then when he tried to save it, the ball hit the back of the backboard, which is a violation. Here comes English. It's a 6-point lead for the Vikes. 4:08 to go in the third quarter. English, nice drive on the baseline, kicks it out for a wide open 3. No good. And then he knocked it out, I believe, or they're going to say Landon Wheat did it. Tough break again for the Vikings. But for those people watching on the live video stream, you see how much attention English receives, and that was a wide open 3 for his teammate. Fortunately, he missed it. English to throw it in from the baseline. Lobs it in to Hastings. He fakes the 3. He hasn't scored yet tonight. Now Carew, nice drive, floater. Will not go. Who's going to run it down? Cronister, good hustle. 3-pointer by Turnbull, short. And finally, the Vikings corral the loose ball. Kendrick gets around to English. Out to Wheat. Vikes will slow it up. 6-point lead, 3:35 to go in the third quarter. Pittsburgh still in a zone. Jesse Jones. Now, Vikes being very patient right now. In the corner to Mack. I think Coach Houck is saying just kind of take the air out of the ball here for a little bit. Wheat right in front of the Viking bench. Back out top to Kendrick. Now to Jesse. He thought about a 3. Cronister did a good job getting out on him. He'll shoot it anyway. It's way off the mark. And rebounded by Pittsburgh. 6-point lead for the Vikes. Got to get on English quickly. Splits a couple of defenders. Offensive foul. He can't believe it. That's a nice makeup call, because that was probably a bad call as well. May have been a horrible call, to be honest with you. English was upset with it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his third personal. Vikings back into the front court now with the ball in a 6-point lead. 2:50 to go in the third quarter. The Vikes don't have to settle for a three here. They've got Landon Wheat. They can run a play for Landon down in the paint. Maybe get another foul on Turnbull. Oh, nice drive. He missed it. There's a follow by Landon Wheat. Wheat with 13 points. And Pittsburgh away. 8-point lead. Pittsburgh is, they're rattled. And I can guarantee you they haven't been rattled very much this year. 47-39. Vikes lead by 8, 2:27 to go in the third quarter. We will take a 30-second break and be right back. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here and here and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
Back at a very raucous Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium with the Vikings leading Pittsburgh 47-39, 2:27 to go in the third quarter. Before play resumes, I want to say thank you to some of our sponsors. I want to say thank you to Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, also Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Newland and Gilmore, and also Labette Bank, bringing you Viking basketball. Vikings with an 8-point lead and the ball as play resumes. They can get back up to a double-digit lead here. 2:22 to go in quarter number 3. Looks like Pittsburgh may have gone back to a man-to-man. Sure enough, they stayed in that zone for several minutes. Landon Wheat hands off to J.J. Kendrick, kicks it out, and a foul. Hastings, I believe. And that is just his first and the team's third. Get it down low to Johnson.
Shoot it.
He almost traveled, and now he throws it away. Bad possession there for the Vikes. Up ahead to English. Oh, he missed the layup. I cannot believe it. He may be hurt. At the other end, blocked and a foul. I think they're going to get, the block was clean, but they're going to get Hastings for the foul. 2 free throws coming. You will never, ever again see English miss an open layup. And he came down a little bit funny, Tony. He's going to stay in the game, but he is a little gimpy. He's still probably the best player in the league, even if he's only at 75%. Oh, in and out on the free throw for Landon Wheat. Again, that's the only area where he has struggled tonight. He's only made 1 free throw in this ball game. Second free throw, in and out again. Great hustle by Kendrick, and then he committed a foul. That is his 4th. That's the kind of foul you can't make. 75 feet from the other team's basket. J.J. Kendrick, Jamarion Washington with 4 fouls.
J.J.'s lucky he didn't get a technical there.
Yeah,
he threw the ball and hit the back of Turnbull.
Wow, minute 54 to go. That's, you know, it's going to be a shame if foul issues end up being the undoing of the Vikings because they have played so well tonight.
Yep.
Pittsburgh with the ball. They are down by 8. Down low to who else? The big man Turnbull. Oh, quick. Boy, they are really quick with the whistle. And Coach Houck is telling Johnson, yeah, just keep your hands straight up. Said you brought one of them down. He picks up his second. Well, we may see some JV guys playing some crucial minutes here, Tony.
Yeah, because Trey Tullis has 3 as well.
Turnbull got the roll. Wow, it hit the front of the rim and climbed over. He now has 15 points. 32 of the 40 points by Turnbull and English for Pittsburgh. Second free throw, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Johnson. 47-40, Vikes still lead by 7. Minute 35 to go in our third quarter. Jesse Jones. Long three, off the mark, no good, and run down by Cronister in the corner. Here comes English on the move. He's had a frustrating night by his standards. Finds a teammate, Hastings for three. It looks good, and it is. His first basket of the night, down to a 4-point game, 47-43. This is what Pittsburgh did in the second quarter. Finished very strong. Tullis down low to Johnson. Oh, if he had turned, he would have been able to score, I believe. Jesse Jones. Nowhere to go. That was great defense. I don't think he moved his pivot foot. That was just a great athletic move. That's tough. I don't think he traveled. Do you, Tony?
I don't think so either. But
I think he kept his pivot foot and then elevated. And that's the same guy that called that bizarre offensive foul earlier in the game. So, wow. English looking to make a move. Step back from about 16. Got the roll. He has had a big third quarter. 9 points, 19 points on the game. Jesse Jones, they finally call it a foul.
If they let it go, Jesse made it.
He would have scored, yep. Carew with his first and the team's fifth. So team fouls even at 5. I got to tell you, Tony, that the fouls have been even tonight. But, man, some of the calls on both sides have just kind of been bizarre. Vikes got to get this ball in quickly. They find Jesse cutting to the basket. He lost it. Did they call Jesse for the foul? You know, this is what happened to the Vikes at the end of the first half. They kind of fell apart a little bit, and Pittsburgh started hitting everything. They got Jesse Jones with his second and the team's sixth. Wow, Pittsburgh can actually have the lead now, Tony, going into the fourth quarter. It's just a 2-point lead for the Vikes at 47-45. English with it, 7 seconds. You know he wants the shot. Looks up at the clock, drives, missed the layup, and that is the end. And then he's complaining about there not being a foul called. How about a technical?
Yeah.
So we have reached the end of quarter number 3. Vikes clinging to a 2-point lead at 47-45. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking basketball on V.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here and here and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
We're back live at Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium. Should be a very exciting final 8 minutes, just like we had Tuesday night against the Grizzlies. And that one, the Vikings had to fight back from a huge deficit. They were down 14 in the fourth quarter, came back and won by 1. Now, right now, they lead Pittsburgh by 2. Vikes have led by as many as 13 in this game. Tony, they've had the lead for a good chunk of the night.
Yeah, almost since... well, probably midway through the first quarter, I believe.
Tullis with it. Washington back out on the floor with those 4 fouls, and he scores off the glass over Turnbull. He's been so tough when he's been able to be on the floor. 4-point lead for the Vikes. English with the left hand picks up his dribble.
Washington's got to be careful.
Yes, he does. Oh, English for 3. It looks short, and it is. Rebounded by Mack. Mack up ahead. They get it down to Washington. Boy, I thought I heard a slap. Tullis with the offensive board, and he scored!
That's a big bucket by Tullis there. Big offensive rebound.
First points off the bench tonight for the Vikings. They're leading by 6. 7:10 to go in the game. English with 19 points. It's over to Coach Woods. We're not going to keep him under 20 points like we were hoping. A long three is short. I think it's going to go out of bounds, and it does. Yeah, he has not been his outstanding self tonight, Tony. He's a threat every time he has the ball in his hands, but he could still surpass the 28 points he had in Pittsburgh, but it just has a different feel tonight. Here come the Vikes with the ball in a 6-point lead. Kendrick with it. It's a screen. Pulls up from about 14. Can't get the roll.
That's
so
big.
close. Rebounded by Salas. English guarded by Wheat. Gets around everybody. The layup is no good. He thought he got fouled. He's talking to the ref again. Vikes have it. In the corner to Jesse. And the Vikes, they had numbers. 5 on 4. Now they'll have to reset. Over to Kendrick. Wheat wanted it. They couldn't get it to him.
Yeah, they got a matchup there. Wheat.
Yeah, they do. He wanted it big time. Timeout called by Coach Hout. 6:14 to go in quarter number 4. Vikes leading this one 51-45. It's a full timeout, but we'll just keep it here at the gym because I want to make sure to say thank you to the rest of our sponsors who are bringing you Viking basketball in the 2022-23 season. We need to thank Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, Strategic Partners, also Roy's Auto Service, Bowen Pharmacy, Parsons Educational Foundation, Parsons District Schools, Day and Zimmerman, SEK Orthopedic, and Snyder Lawn Mowing Service, all bringing you Viking basketball. And Tony, Vikes led by 6 at halftime. They led by 2 at the end of the third quarter. Pushed it back out to 6, and they have possession. 6:14 to go, which is an eternity. And I got to tell you, though, these games have been the exact opposite of what I thought. I expected a double-digit win for the Lady Vikings, and they got upset by the previously winless Lady Dragons. And I won't lie, I expected a double-digit win tonight for Pittsburgh, and that still could happen. But I didn't expect it to be a blowout like it was over in Pittsburgh because the Vikings are healthy and playing so much better. But I just thought when it was all said and done, it'd probably be a 10-point win for the Dragon. Vikes get it in off the timeout to Jesse. He picks up his dribble out to, Tullis was open. They couldn't get it to him. Kendrick to Mackin. The Vikes have some foul trouble they're going to have to work around. Jesse Jones out top, guarded by Hastings. Vikes up by 6. 5:53 to go in our game. Vikes being very patient on this possession. Jesse looking to make a move. Well, they got him for a 5-second count. It looked like he was making a move.
Yeah, he was going to the basket.
He was moving forward. But it's a 5-second violation on Jesse Jones.
I don't know how much more forward you can go.
So Cronister has it now for the Dragons. They almost threw it away. They get down low to the big man. He's got a matchup advantage, but he missed it. Rebounded by Kendrick. JJ, he didn't see Jesse. Jesse would have been open for a 3 if he'd got it to him. Vikes by 6, 5:20 to go in our game. Jesse Jones, it's around one man, little floater.
Wow, I don't know how that went in.
Jesse Jones.
Honestly, don't know how that went in.
5'9" senior. Outstanding tonight, and then a tough. Boy, who are they going to get that foul on? Was it on Landon Wheat?
Tullis, I think.
Landon Wheat, I think just his first.
Sure enough, that is his first.
Team 7th, 5 fouls on Pittsburgh. English with 19 points, 3 out of 4 from the line. He'll have 2 shots here. 8-point lead for the Vikings. And make it 7 as that first one goes down. Carew into the lineup for Pittsburgh. Washington with those 4 fouls back into the Viking lineup. They got to get Tullis off the floor. Vikes need to box out. You always expect English to make a free throw, but you never know. He has missed one tonight. The 6'2 superstar puts it up, and it's perfect. 21 points to lead all scorers. Vikes got it to Washington. blocked. Nice defense by Turnbull. Here comes English. English, good look underneath to Cronister, and he scores off the glass. 4 points for Cronister. 53-49 Vikes. Oh, here's a three-pointer by JJ. It's an air ball.
Short.
And pulled down by Cronister. Vikes need to settle down here. It's only a 4-point lead. English kicks it out. Cronister for a three. Got it. Big moment in this ball game. He only scored 2 points all night. He's now scored the last 5 for the Dragon. Down to a 1-point lead for the Vikes. We have a timeout on the floor. Parsons leading at 53-52, 4:26 to go in our game. Going to be just a 30-second. We'll keep it here at the gym. Tony, how quickly things change.
Yeah, it can go down what hill in a heartbeat if you're missing shots, and then they go down and make quick transition buckets, and they've got the guys to do it. I mean, Turnbull is taking a lot of chances, down playing defense. I mean, I think does he have 3 fouls?
I show him with 2, but I may have missed one.
For some reason, I thought he had 3, but man, he's playing exceptionally well. I would say he's their MVP right now.
Yeah, he was huge in the first half, and then had that big blocked shot just moments ago. And Pittsburgh, who trailed by double digits back in the first half, and really kind of been on their heels for a good chunk of this game. All of a sudden, are as close as they've been in a long, long time. It's just a 1-point lead for the Vikings. 4:25 to go in our game. J.J. Kendrick into the front court. Like to see Landon Wheat get a touch. He's got it at the right elbow. Hands off to Jones. Pulls up from 17. Too hard.
Offensive rebound, though.
Vikes lost it.
Turnover.
Went right through the legs of Washington. Now Pittsburgh can take the lead on this trip. They lob it in, and it's stolen. The Vikes have it. Kendrick quickly up ahead. Who touched it last? Oh, the Vikes may have caught a break. It was tipped by English. I thought Wheat got a finger on it after English touched it, but maybe not.
Yeah, we'll take that break.
Yep, Vikes have possession. 3:56 to go in the game. I don't think Pittsburgh has been in this position very often on the lob. Wheat missed it, got it back and scores.
Big offensive rebound of his own miss.
15 points for Wheat. 3-point lead for the Vikes. 3:45 to go in our ball game. Mason English with 21 points on the night. He's guarded out top by Wheat. Over to Turnbull on the right wing. Oh, don't reach in, Washington. You have 4 fouls. Mason English with it. He can tie it with a 3. And he can shoot from anywhere. He still has it now on the left wing. Dribbles into the corner. Thought he was going to go baseline, and now he does. And a layup off the glass. I'm almost running out of adjectives to describe how smooth he is, and it's a 1-point game, 55-54, Vikes by 1. Jesse Jones with it. Pittsburgh in the bonus the rest of the way. 2:55 to go in our game. Vikes with the ball and a 1-point lead. Vikes been fighting hard since the opening tip. Can they hang on? Coach out, shouting out instructions. Is he already going to try to milk the clock, Tony?
I don't know.
With this much time left? Washington cut off on the baseline. He needs help. Gets it to Mack. He was fouled, I thought, by English. No call. 2.5 minutes to go in our game. Jesse Jones dribbles back out. What do you think of this strategy, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have a 3-point lead in the ball, but man, this is tough.
Yeah, there's asking a lot from this Viking team. JJ drives and has it stolen. Coach Houck thought it was a foul. We have a layup at the other end, and Pittsburgh has the lead. That's the danger of trying to run the clock. Now the Vikings need to go down and get a basket. They now trail by 1. They haven't been behind, I don't think, the entire half.
No, not since the mid first quarter.
Minute 45 to go in the game. Pittsburgh by 1. Washington at the left elbow. Hands off to Mack. Mack lost it. Vikes need a timeout, and they barely got it in time. Coach Woods can't believe it. So Coach Hout gets the timeout to save the possession. 56-55, Pittsburgh by 1. Minute 35 to go in our ball game. We will step away for a 30-second commercial break. This is Viking basketball on V93.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during Couples Court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at klkcradio.com.
Welcome back to Parsons High School, everybody. Scott Marlowe, Tony Fuentes with you on V93. And Tony, if a couple of things had gone the Vikings' way, they could have still a 2-possession lead right now. Instead, they trail by 1, 56-55. They'll have the ball out of this timeout. But if you had told the Vikings, hey, you're going to be down by 1 with a minute 35 to go, they would have said, hey, we'll take it.
They just need to score here.
Yeah, they need a basket.
Or get to the line. There really hasn't been any free throws this second half.
Kendrick into Washington. He looks to drive. Lost it. Out to Mack. Vikes will dribble out top. I'd like to get the ball in the hands of their senior leader, Jesse Jones. Looks like Carew might be face guarding him. Nice screen by Jesse. Vikes a little out of control right here. Boy, that was a travel. Sure enough. Shuffled his feet. That's why I would have much rather had Jesse Jones handling the ball. They just couldn't get it to him. Now the Vikes, you do not, whatever you do not foul English, and preferably don't foul Turnbull, because he's been up there a lot. Vikes are going to have to get English to give up the ball. They got to get out on him, and he's so quick. Down to a minute to go. Pittsburgh has the ball and a 1-point lead. Coach Hout saying, hey, you got to get out there. Put some pressure on the ball. He pulls up, and he scores. Mason English taking over. Still just a 1-possession game. Pittsburgh by 3, 58-55. 43 seconds to go. Careful. That was almost a steal. Boy, English with great effort. That could almost been a technical on Woods. He ran all the way across half court.
Yeah, I don't think they saw him.
Vikings fortunate to still have possession. That was great hustle by English. Vikings don't. Oh, we have another timeout on the floor. You know, the Vikings don't have to have a 3 here, Tony. I don't know how many timeouts they have left, but they're only down 2. 37 seconds. A quick 2, and it doesn't even have to be a super quick 2. Get a good shot, score.
Yeah.
And then, you'll probably have to foul.
I think they are out of timeouts.
Is that their last one?
Yeah. So unfortunately, if something weird happens, then they're not going to be able to. If they get in a bind here, they're not going to have the timeout to call.
Yeah. If they are out of timeouts, I would go ahead and try to set up a 3-pointer. Jesse can hit from out there. We know Landon Wheat can hit from out there. J.J. Kendrick can. We've even seen Washington hit a 3 this year. In fact, I thought he was going to shoot a 3 from the top of the key. And
Jesse really hasn't had that big 3 that. He normally gets at the top of the key. He just hasn't had it.
Yeah, they've held, actually, after scoring 24 points between Jones and Wheat in the first half, they've been held to 9 points combined here in the second half, so good job by the Pittsburgh defense. But Vikings are still right there, down 58-55, 37 seconds to go in the game. Pittsburgh will be in man-to-man. Carew will be on Jesse Jones. That's definitely the guy I'd like to see take this shot. Working hard. They can't get it to him. Now they get it into Mack, and they just threw it away.
Jesse saved it
How did
somehow.
Jesse save it?
I don't know.
And he
take it.
Splits the defense, and I think you're right, Tony. I think they are out of timeouts, but they fouled English.
Yeah, Landon Wheat fouled English on the inbounds.
Just his second. I have no idea where Jesse Jones even came from to save that possession, and then for his 20th point, made a great drive to the basket. Well, even if English hits these 2, it's a 1-and-1. It'll still be a one-possession game. 58-57, Pittsburgh by 2, or rather by 1. 26 seconds to go. The front end, he's going to get the roll. 26 points for English. It looks like he's basically going to match his 28-point output that he had over in Pittsburgh last month. He got the second one to go. 3-point lead for Pittsburgh. 25 seconds to go. Vikes probably need to take a 3 on this trip. Jesse Jones has it. Pulls up for the 3. Short.
Way short.
A steal by Mack. Gives it to Wheat. And he's going to miss it. And that was the Vikes' chance. That should do it. If the Vikes could have got even that 2-pointer to go, Tony, they still would have had a chance. But one free throw here by English will pretty much wrap it up for the Purple Dragons.
That's 5 on Kendrick.
Kendrick done for the night. He finishes with 6 points. Great effort for 4 quarters tonight from the Vikes, but just essentially, Tony, just too much Mason English.
Yeah.
He's looking to clinch it right here. It's a 1-and-1, and he rattled it in there. That should do it. 61-57 and a timeout by Pittsburgh. They'll talk it over, make sure their kids know exactly the situation. So 4-point lead for Pittsburgh, 9.9 seconds to play. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
Welcome back to Parsons High School. Boy, the Vikings gave this powerful Pittsburgh team and Mason English all they wanted and then some, but it sure looks like the Dragons are going to eke out a win tonight. They're up 61-57. English with one more free throw, trying to make it a 5-point lead, and he does. Vikes get it into Jesse Jones, up ahead to Mack. They'll need to get a shot up quickly. And the three-pointer is off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Washington. His shot, no good, and this game is over. Pittsburgh hangs on to win it by a final score of 62-57. Great effort by the Vikes, but they come up just short. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93. And we're back live at Parsons High School. Time now for the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. Vikings come up just short to the powerful Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. Final score 62-57. Vikes led for a big chunk of that game, basically from halfway through the first quarter through to halfway through the fourth quarter. Vikes had the lead, led by as many as 13 in the first half. And Tony, the biggest credit, I think, goes to the Pittsburgh defense. They held the Vikings to 22 points in the second half after Parsons put up 35 in the first half. So I'd like to see 20 points from Jesse, 20 points from Landon. We got the 20 from Jesse, 15 from Landon, at least 5 missed free throws, and the difference in the final score was 5 points.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not blaming Landon Wheat for the loss at all. He was outstanding for the Vikings tonight. It's just, you know, when you go into a game, you just have a feeling of kind of what needs to happen statistically for the team to have a chance, and the Vikings were right there until the very end.
They had the opportunities, and you could almost pinpoint 4 or 5 different occasions where it's like, man, if that just would have, you know, went down or, you know, it was just that close that and then once they got the lead, they weren't going to let it up.
Right. They Pittsburgh put up 33 points in the second half. 19 of those from who else? Mason English. He actually exceeded the 28 that he had in Pittsburgh. He just put Pittsburgh on his back in the second half, and he had actually only 5 field goals in the second half. Make that 6 field goals, but then he took care of business at the free throw line as well. Obviously, he led all scorers with 29. Turnbull with 15. The Vikes held him to 2 in the second half. 7 points for Cronister, 6 for Carew, 3 points for Hastings, and 2 points for Salas. Vikings led by Jesse Jones. He was outstanding again with 20 points. Landon Wheat with another big night, 15. Washington finished in double figures with 12. If he hadn't got in foul trouble, who knows? He might have had a 20-point night tonight because he was just doing everything right down in the paint. And then we also had 6 points from J.J. Kendrick and 2 points apiece from Trey Mack and also Trey Tullis. So, you know, Vikings, you know, it's a loss, obviously, but I don't think it's a loss that's really going to amount to a whole lot as far as sub-state and everything. And we're going to let Coach Hauk get his headset on, and then we'll talk to Coach. Coach Hauk, thanks for coming up to visit with us here on the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. I'm sure you're disappointed in the final score, but I know you're not disappointed in the effort your kids put out for 4 quarters tonight. They were outstanding. Just, I guess at the end of the day, a little too much Mason English.
Yeah, we knew that, man. I mean, I thought our kids did a great job on him. You know, the plan was, hey, there ain't one guy guarding him. You've all 5 got to guard him, and man, they squeezed the gaps pretty well. But man, he's tough, but man, I like our team.
Yeah, you guys are.
I like our team. You know what
gelling
I mean?
at the right time.
Yeah,
for sure. And before you put your headset on, and I don't really see this loss doing much as far as sub-state standings go. I really don't think that, you know, you never know how the last month is going to play out. But you know, you guys are still 8-9 and got some winnable games down the road.
You know, the thing I love about going in that locker room is those guys. You know, I told them 2 things. I said 2 things I love. I love the fight you showed for 4 quarters, and I love the fact that I can look around and this loss hurts. There's nobody in here saying, well, we only lost by 5. You know, I mean, hey, they expect to win, and that's the mindset, and that's what we got to keep bringing.
Jesse Jones was his regular spectacular self, and we loved Landon Wheat's aggressiveness right out of the gate. You know, sometimes he waits till the 4th quarter to really get going on the offensive end, and you know, he didn't score as much in the second half, but man, he played for 4 quarters like everybody else did. You know, it was just a great effort by your team, and you know, I don't know really what to say because Pittsburgh, they're not as well-rounded as some of their teams. You know, it's all Mason English with some help from the big guy Turnbull down in the paint, but they still figure out ways to win, and that's easy to do when you have somebody like English. But golly, you guys hung. I mean, you guys led for most of the game.
Yeah.
So,
you know, and I think we had a couple calls didn't go our way, and then we got in some foul trouble with JJ and Jamarion.
Sure, that was tough.
And I was trying to work them in and out to keep them both from being out there at the same time, and then when we had to lead, and maybe this was the wrong thing to do, I don't know, but I'll never second guess it. But we just kind of opened it up so we could hunt the middle a little bit, and just to kind of honestly just to keep ourselves playing defense, so we didn't get those two guys fouled out.
Right.
But hey.
And Coach,
at the end of the day, I love the way our guys are playing, and they play together and sharing the ball, and it's
they're a fun group to coach. Fun team to watch. Now, had a great game, a great win against Coffeyville. First time we played them. What do you think about the rematch?
Oh, it's going to be tough on the road in their place. I mean, they are way better than their record shows. So we've got to continue to be at our best, and we can't have any letdowns. So they're a hungry team right now. They're playing hard.
Yep. Well, Coach, great effort by your group tonight. Came up just a little bit short. Yep. Appreciate your time, and we will do this again next Tuesday on Valentine's night down at Coffeyville.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep. See you. Thanks, Coach.
Coach Hauk of the Viking boys, who now fall to 8-9 on the year, but Tony, the Vikings, I think they have a great chance to get a couple more wins this year. If they can get 10 wins,
they finish 10-10. I think
they'll have a chance for even a home game.
Yep.
No guarantees, but they'll have a chance.
Exactly. I like this the fight that this team has. Even I feel like the record being 1 under 500. I mean, I still feel like we're a team. I mean, it just shows. I mean, Pittsburgh's one of the better teams, and we led 3/4 of the game.
Yeah,
literally 3/4 of the game we had the lead, and sometimes as much as double-digit lead.
Yeah, that 13-point lead, and it looked like it was going to grow even more. I think they still had English on the bench when we had that 13-point lead.
Exactly.
So it's a tough loss, but a great effort by the Vikes. It's just too bad they weren't healthy back in December, because I can guarantee you they'd already have a home sub-state game locked up.
Exactly.
But they had that 1-6 start due mainly to injuries, and that's sports, and then that's just how the ball rolls. So, Tony, any final thoughts before we sign off?
No, just hopefully we can come back and get a couple wins next Tuesday.
It's
tough losing both.
Yeah, tough to get swept at home, but that's what happened tonight. Lady Vikes lost a tough one, and then the Viking boys come up a little bit short, 62-57. So that's going to wrap it up for the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. For Karen back in the studio, this is Scott Marlowe saying thanks for listening.